on the low, 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 on the low. Angelina, you the cool in my temperature. If you call, I go come deliver. I no go fall in your hand never. So now me you could love forever. I'm a cocky no feeble letter. I'm a Angelina. I'm a Angelina. Jesus. Big Smosa. I'll be there too. I'm not joining them. Fellow Toastmasters, thank you all so much for joining us for today's Club Officers training. Yesterday was quite interesting. As customary of a Toastmasters meeting, we will begin today's sessions by first taking the Toastmasters promise. So you can hum along while muted. A Toastmasters promise. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all of my projects to the best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful, constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers, to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters educational and recognition programs, to act within Toastmasters core values of respect, integrity, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. So let's take the Nigerian pledge as Nigerians. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend her unity and uphold our honor and glory. So help me God. Thank you all so much for being here once again today. Yesterday, we talked a lot about certain areas club officers need to know, 4 specific areas. We started off by talking about how to lead the club to success, mentioning specific things that a club would need to succeed. I would like a participation. Someone should say a thing or two. You can either unmute while I'm talking, 1 or 2 lessons, a couple of things you learned from our facilitators yesterday. You can share it via the chat box as well. At the same time, you can unmute if you feel absolutely you want us to hear your pleasant voice. So we talked about leading the club to success, necessary things the club needs to do in order to achieve success. We talked about achieving effective meetings. That session was handled by distinguished Toastmaster Oluyemi Adeosun, how clubs need to position themselves in order to achieve effective meetings. We also had distinguished Toastmaster Winston Epotu tell us about building achievement for continued success, building achievement for continued success. And lastly, we had distinguished Toastmaster Michael Motoshaw on marketing. So fellow Toastmasters, can I see your comments? Can I see your observations from the training yesterday? Some key points that we took from the training. Could you please share it, say via the chat box? Or you unmute for us to hear your voice? That's an ingredient for us to go forward. I need to see participation. I need to hear us say something. I need to see our comments. Let's know that truly we had a great time yesterday, so we'll know how to proceed with today. If we don't see comments, if we don't get participations, then that means there is a problem. Okay, I would start unmuting people to share their comments. Great session yesterday. Definitely was a great session. What did you learn, Toastmaster Malik? A lesson or 2 from yesterday. Toastmaster Kubi. Yes, it was insightful.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. So yesterday was a great session. I learned the importance of building a great team, and also learned how to support really team members when they join Toastmasters. And key for me is to really understand why somebody really joined Toastmasters. If you understand the why, then you can really help someone to actually develop in Toastmasters. Thank you.
Interesting. Toastmaster Malik, a minute, please. Why did you join Toastmasters? I know I joined for the ladies, but I need to know why you joined.
Actually, I joined to actually boost my confidence in speaking in public. So I had this public speaking fear, and Toastmasters really helped me overcome that fear. So the reason why I joined was to boost my confidence speaking in public.
Okay, interesting. Toastmaster Kubi, want to share something? Okay. We had a great time in a breakout session debating on ways to create more awareness about Toastmasters. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amy. I would love to ask 1 or 2 ways we can use to create more awareness based on the lessons learned yesterday. If you can unmute, I would really appreciate that. I would love to hear your voice. Amy is a very nice name, and I'm sure there is a pleasant voice to it as well. So if you don't mind unmuting.
All right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Toastmaster Amy.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me. So we as I said, we had a great time talking about especially the type of persona and the one we selected, brainstorming on how to create more visibility and awareness for sure about Toastmasters. So one thing that came to mind was, of course, use of more professional networks and, such as LinkedIn and the various groups that we are all in, so that there's a more direct, contact. So people can not only see where we belong in terms of being part of our Toastmaster clubs, but they could also reach out directly to us if they are interested in joining. So this is one area that we debated and recommended. So that's my recommendation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Amy. Fellow Toastmasters, so to give us a wrap of the major activities of yesterday, please welcome a gentleman who also doubled as my Assistant Program Quality Director and the timer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba. In 5 minutes, please, Toastmaster Abubakar, just give us a wrap of all the major activities of yesterday.
Thank you so much, Mr. PQD. Let's please give him a round of applause. Thank you very much. You're doing well. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, if you have missed yesterday, truly the only thing I can say is you really have missed, because we've had enriching sessions yesterday. We've had 4 veterans, 4 distinguished Toastmasters share with us their experiences, shared with us the kind of challenges they went through when they started, and they told us what we need to do to move ahead. Now, I will start by doing a quick recap of the sessions, session by session. Then I would move on to introduce the next segment so that we can get this started. For those of us that started the meeting on time, we had distinguished Toastmaster Rashida Tsari Bello. She took us on leading the club to success. If we remember correctly or clearly, she mentioned something about my darling club sets SMART goals. So what she did was to give us an acronym of how we can move our clubs ahead. You see, when we join a Toastmasters club, we start as members. Somewhere along the line, we end up becoming club leaders, which means the onus of that club's success lies with us. In order for us to move that club forward, we have a set of guidelines we can adhere to. And to distinguish Toastmaster Rashida Tsari Bello did justice with that. Permit me to pull up my notes so that I can quickly guide us. And while we are here, I would also like to mention that the recording of the session is available on YouTube. We will share the link. If it hasn't been done already, we would go ahead and do it, just so that people can go back to the link and listen to the training all over again. Nothing beats a live training, however, because you get to ask questions, you get to post comments on the chat box, but we will make do because we understand how hectic the schedules are. Then lastly, before I go ahead, I would have us know that the attendance for this Global Training session is very paramount for our last DCP goal. You see, if we don't have 4 officers in attendance, we will not get the goal for our club. So I ask you, why settle for 4? Why get 4 excos in? Why not get all 7? In fact, why not get all the 8 excos in, including the IPP, so that we don't take chances? Right? So if you were not in attendance yesterday, or an exco of your club wasn't in attendance yesterday, please get them in today so that we can at least get the goal. That is the minimum motivation for us, but really the amount of knowledge and expertise in these trainings are second to none. Now I would move ahead. Distinguished Mr. Rashida also talked about there's an acronym she talked about that I think I missed, what, why, when, how. So these are things you get to ask yourself at any given point in time, right? And these are questions that tell you where you're coming from, where you are, and where you're going to. I would also use this opportunity to mention that we have our friends from Division L join us yesterday, and I think we will still have them on the call today. Welcome, Division L members. We usually have a lot of fun when you guys are around. Our last COT was done in conjunction with Division L as well. So you can say in a way that division F and division L are like this. All right. Okay, so I promised to get the note. I can't see my notes, but I promised to get them and share them on the chat box before we move ahead. But I would permit me to quickly go over the next segment because of time. We had a session called Effective Meetings. Now, during that session, that was a very paramount session because those distinguished Toastmaster Oluyemi talked us through how to run effective meetings. You see, a meeting is the first thing a guest sees. The only way, the easiest way to convert a guest to a member is by running effective meetings. When they come to a meeting, they get impressed and they want to stay. That is what makes a guest become a member. You would agree with me that the crux of Toastmasters is membership building. In as much as, for some reason, we hardly get people to, we hardly get everybody to renew their deals. So the best way to keep things fresh is to bring in. Then there was something we talked about, major problems with effective meetings. Seriously, meetings are too long. People wander off topic. Nothing happens once the meeting ends. This is where you network. When a meeting is done, you can do a quick recap or you network, not just end the meeting and close the meeting, right? People don't tell the truth. He talked about honesty, integrity being our first motto in Toastmasters. He also talked about critical decisions being postponed. For example, do we run physical meetings? Do we run hybrid meetings? You know, do we move over from Zoom to something else, right? And the last thing he talked about, people make the same mistakes over and over again. So how can your meetings get better? So please, if you haven't already, it would be nice to go through that session, but these are the 7 shortcomings of meetings he talked about and how to improve upon them. And the next session we had was building on achievement for continued success. This is where distinguished Toastmaster Winston really delved through the fact of building foundations, making a statement, building an identity, an image of standard, an image of excellence. You see, when you do what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, then everything else becomes easier. The 10/10 goals become easy. New members start coming in. You get fresh ideas. You get fresh people to take up leadership roles. And that was exactly what he did. I would also say he always hits the nail in the head by telling us that it's not about the DCP points, the membership, the numbers you see on TI is a byproduct of what we do. So if the president does his job, the VP does their job, the VPM, the treasurer, and everybody else does their job, the members of the club would come to meetings and they would play their part. So once this happens, everything becomes easy. And then finally, we had marketing session. We were not able to have breakout sessions, but with Mike, we were able to do 2 breakout sessions, and it's sort of like an activity where people were broken into groups. Yes, Toastmaster Zainab, we have this on YouTube. So even if we don't record it, we can still watch it over on YouTube. So what he did, okay, it's getting recorded now. Thanks for that prompt. So we simply talked about how to market your clubs. We did activities on how to make sure your clubs are being marketed. It doesn't really make sense for you to wait until just tell people in your workplace that, okay, I'm a Toastmaster at the Toastmasters Club. No, wherever you go, tell them about Toastmasters. You go to an event, tell them about Toastmasters. In fact, whatever you do, you want to project Toastmasters, right? Whatever you do in Toastmasters, outside Toastmasters, is simply marketing Toastmasters, right? So please let us think. So next to ourselves is our club, and next to our club is Toastmasters International itself. In as much as we are learning to improve ourselves, we're also learning to market our clubs. We're also learning to market Toastmasters. There are so many people in the world who need Toastmasters. Toastmasters is exactly what they need to succeed, but they've never heard about Toastmasters. Will you deprive them of that? Right? So please let us take marketing seriously. Let us think marketing in our minds, and let us project the best of Toastmasters. Let us be the best Toastmasters we can be. And this way we can garner even more success as we go along. Now, okay, so at this point, I'm done with the recap. In case I haven't watched Appetites, again, please, the link is available on YouTube. We will share it on the group. Please visit that link and go over the meeting in case you haven't. Now, I will introduce the I would like to think of him as the shark or the whale, if you like, because today he is going to take us through the DCP. Sometimes I wonder what DCP means, to be honest, so I hope he would clarify that to us. And what makes distinguished so special that Toastmasters take it very seriously? What makes you distinguished? What distinguishes you from the rest, right? I hope we'll get to hear that from him. He will take us through the DCP review. We'll do that for all the clubs. We'll talk about where we are, where we're from, and where we're going to go in order to achieve distinguished status before 1st of April. So, fellow Toastmasters and guests, permit me to introduce someone I deeply respect. He is one of the very few people in Toastmasters who can call me any minute, any time of the day, 247, I would pick. My wife doesn't get angry because she understands this man is a boss. He is also my boss. In addition to this person, I'm sure we're all dying to hear who he is. The Division L executives will also handle this session for the Division L rather. So we would have 2 people take on this session. Just so we know, I don't know which order it will be in, but I just want us to know that 2 people will be handling the session. So I will introduce for Division F first, and when it's time for Division L, I will also take that introduction. Then he is someone who is a trained broadcast journalist. He has over 7 years of experience, professional experience. He is very, very good with media marketing. He's also he's been a VPM, he's been a president, he's been a vice president education. He's been an area director, Area 19, and he is the current program quality director for Division F. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, you've met him, but this is his official introduction. I would like you to re-welcome him back to the stage with a resounding round of applause. Please, distinguished Toastmaster Abdullahi Jimo. He's not distinguished yet, but why put up the inevitable? So, DTM Abdullahi Jimo, please come and give us the DCP review. If you don't applaud him, he is not going to come. So please give him a round of applause. Distinguished Toastmaster, because I mean, it's inevitable. It's just
I reckon you mean distinguished Toastmaster in waiting.
Well, Madam Didi, it's just cute. To
be honest, fellow Toastmasters, and if you have any guests in the house, I've waited for my DTM for what, a year now? But it's all good. It's all good. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, if we have any, it's a good thing to be here. Today, we'll talk about the Distinguished Club Program, DCP review. We will explain in detail what the DCP is, how to achieve specific points, which we are done in the first training, but we'll do it again for the second half of the administration. And we'll also go in depth into every club in the area, exactly what we need to do. Please note, this is not to portray any club as better than the other. No, it's just to show us our areas of strength and weaknesses and how we work on it. Oh, my DTM is on this one. I ran out of gas, interesting. So this is just to portray how best we can better achieve this goal. So instead of going to clubs one after the other, going through all the process, let's do it together. Let's get to see and learn from each other. What exactly is one club doing better than the others? What can we incorporate from one club? What can we let go from our club and the likes? Interestingly, I won't be doing this session alone. At some point, the extremely ravishing Distinguished Toastmaster Francine Mbok of Division L, the area director of Area 35 Division L, will join me at some point to do this as well. Please note that Area 35 is the only English-speaking area in Division L, thus there is a need for them to join us to experience this as well. So fellow Toastmasters, please appreciate the presence of Toastmaster Francine Mbok as well, who would come in later during the session. So for this session, we will toggle between a slide and real life presentation of the DCP. So starting with the slide, So the Distinguished Club Program. For this training, we will talk about what a DCP is. We will put ourselves through how to view the DCP report. We'll talk about what is a renewal and reinstatement. They are completely different things. Then we'll talk about award submission, how to submit awards. We'll then move on to noting what month-end closing dates are. Then some frequently asked questions, about 2 or 3 frequently asked questions about DCP that I probably wouldn't have explained during the course of the presentation. And then lastly, I would entertain questions. Along the line, we would have some sort of a breakout session. I believe that would be arranged subsequently, where members of Division L would go to a particular group for a review, and those of Division F would remain here. So the objective of this session is to identify the elements that make up the Distinguished Club Program, then to ensure officers understand how to complete their DCP reports. So what is the Distinguished Club Program? The DCP is Toastmasters' way of measuring a club's success. Whatever you do as a member in terms of playing roles, delivering speeches on your path, they all contribute to the Distinguished Club Program. To the extent of how you welcome guests, how you bring guests to the club, the whole process of them eventually becoming members and so on, they all contribute to this Distinguished Club Program. There are 10 goals, or should I say 10 targets, to help a club to become stronger. There are 10 targets that are in this DCP chart to help a club become stronger. So we will go to viewing exactly what a DCP chart, how it looks like. So how do you view the DCP report online? There are 2 ways for officers. There are 2 ways to view the DCP report. The first one is Club Central, strictly for officers, club officers. Active club officers can use the Club Central to view their club DCP reports. Then we have the second way, Dashboard, which is open to all members, whether you're active or not, you can always view it. So let us see how this works. So, I'm logged on to Toastmasters website as a club officer. This account belongs to the president of Ikeja Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Ibrahim. So I want to log in as a club officer using Club Central. So you come to Leadership Central, click on Club Central. Then you scroll down to Distinguished Performance Report. Can we all see my screen, please? Okay, perfect. Distinguished Performance Report. This is the report for Ikeja Toastmasters Club. So this is what members of Ikeja Toastmasters have presently, and we would explain this in details. So this is the first way, logging in via Club Central. The second way, just for any member, just log on to dashboard.toastmasters.org. Dashboards.toastmasters.org, and it gives you access to clubs, the entirety of all Toastmasters Club, regions, and what have you. For members who don't know or probably forgot, we are region 11. So this is 11. You look down for District 94. So this gives you an insight into all the clubs broken down into divisions and then areas in District 94. For members of Division F, you scroll down and look for Division F. I usually love to collapse this. This is F. So these are our clubs. You can then go individually into whatever club you want. If it's Seaside, if it's Eagle, and what have you. If it's Division L, You go down, look for Division L, you look for Area 35. These are our clubs in Area 35, Division L, and you can choose whichever one you want to open and see the goals you have. You know what you need to work on and what you need to change. So, those are the two ways to view your DCP report: Club Central for club officers and Dashboard for all members, whether they are active members or inactive members. So we'll explain the Distinguished Club Program, which is broken down into 4 areas or 4 sections. I will still be using that of AFDB Premium Toastmasters for now. So the first session of the DCP is your education session, where you have 6 educational goals to achieve. 6 goals to achieve. Then the next session is the membership session. You have 4 members, and then you have another 4 members, which I will explain again in details. Then you have training, which is one we're doing now. We already had the club officers training. This is the second club officers training. So for this club, once they have 4 members present for this training, 4 members mark the attendance, attend the training, we will submit the list and they will get an extra point. For 9B, they will have an extra point. Then lastly, we have administrations. Administrations, when you fulfill administrative duties helps your club to run more smoothly, which in turn benefits members. Submitting your club officers list on time, ensuring your renewal dues are submitted on time, and what have you. So, what are these education awards? Education awards are usually the speeches you deliver, for instance, or whatever is required of you in specific levels when you complete your level 1. If 4 members of this club complete their level 1, the club gets a point upon submission. 2 members complete level 2, another 2 members, the club gets this point upon submission of those awards. Awards earned by members must be submitted in 2 ways. First, Pathways Basecamp, and then Club Central. It is okay, do not feel, I know some persons who reached out to me saying, I submit awards, but it doesn't show on our DCP. For an award to show on your DCP chart, you need to submit them in 2 places. The first is the Pathways Basecamp, and the second is the Club Central. So the first thing you do is you log onto your Toastmasters platform, you select Pathways, then go to Basecamp. Now at this point, you need to log in as Basecamp manager. So clubs have assigned Basecamp manager, vice president of education, and in this case, the president. So you log in as Basecamp manager, so you would have access to see members who have completed specific levels and need clearance. So they have made a request. You click on pending request and see this gentleman, Toastmaster Okegbenro Aziz, has completed level 4 and he has it pending for clearance by the Basecamp manager. So the first thing you do is you clear this member here on the Pathways Basecamp. Clear him. If you want to add additional comments, you add, you submit. Now, having done this, it will not show on the club's DCP report. It will not show there because I only cleared him on Pathways. I haven't cleared him for Club Central. So the next thing you will do at this point is you log back on to toastmasters.org. You go to Leadership, Club Central. Then you click on Submit Education Awards. Look out for the name of the member, Toastmaster Aziz Okegbenro. You select the education program is on, innovation planning. So he's asking if I want to send a letter of recommendation to his employer. I could decide yes or no. In this case, I don't want to do it. It's probably self-employed. Then you review award submission. Submit education awards. So I could decide to submit another award or return to Club Central. Those are the two ways we use to submit education awards. First, you clear the member in Pathways. Then second, you clear the member in Club Central. So fellow Toastmasters, I would love Distinguished Toastmaster Francine Mbok to explain to us the membership requirement. So I'd love us to welcome her on board. She would explain the membership requirement to us. She would also shed some light on renewals and reinstatements. She would explain membership requirements. What are the membership required for DCP and what renewal is and reinstatement? And I would support that as well in my own way when I come back on board. So please welcome Toastmaster Francine Mbok, our Area Director, Division L, Area 35.
Mr. PQD, if I may, can I give her official introduction?
Okay, please. Apologies. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So Toastmaster Francine is an electrical engineer, a project manager, and the area director for Area 35 in Division L. Area 35, as rightly mentioned by Mr. PQD, is the only English-speaking area in Division L. She joined Toastmasters in 2019 and is fond of non-verbal communication. I hope we will get to see some of that today. One of our favorite quotes is from Barbara Stani. It helps to keep in mind that the discomfort is temporary, but the payoff is extraordinary. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please give welcome to Toastmaster Francine Mbok.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction. Thank you very much. Abdul, can you scroll down to the membership requirements, membership goals? Thank you. Good afternoon or good morning, everyone, officers, friends, Toastmasters. It's really a pleasure to be with you today to discuss about the DCP, which is our compass in this Toastmasters journey, walking through the journey with our clubs. So I'll be elaborating a bit about the membership requirements of the DCP program. As you can see, the membership under the DCP, there are two goals under the membership. And to hit the two goals, you need to, for the goals number 7, have at least 4 new members. What does it mean? It means that within the 12 months for club which has 12-month mandate, within the 12 months of your mandate, you need to roll your sleeves to recruit 4 new members. People who have never been in the club. You need to recruit 4 new members. And if within the 12 months you achieve that objective, recruiting 4 new members, you'll get goal number 7. And within the same time, if you make an effort again to recruit 4 more members, you will get goal number 8. This is for the membership requirements. And the membership requirement DCP for the DCP program are very important. And sorry. Sorry. I was saying that it is very important for the VP membership of each club to have in mind that the membership goals are very important. There are only 2 goals under membership, but it's very likely, and I had to see that in my other clubs and in many other clubs that miss the wall to be eligible to the DCP because of these membership requirements. Under Toastmaster Jimo, can you scroll up to the top of the screen, please? Yes, that's it. Beyond achieving those 2 membership goals, you need to have in mind that there are membership requirements to be eligible for the DCP. You see here that the required number of members is 20 members. At the end of the mandate, you need to have within your club 20 members in good standing, which means that members who have paid their dues and who are deemed active, they need to be still in your membership base. If you don't succeed to have a membership base of at least 20 members, you need to have at least a net growth of 5 new members. What does it mean? It means that compared to your membership base here at the end of the last mandate and the one to date when Toastmaster freeze the system in order to make the end of year recap and calculation, you need to have at least 5 new members. What does it mean? It means that you may have been successful in recruiting 4 plus 4, 8 new members, goal 7 and goal 8. But if you don't have either 20 member in your base or a net growth of 5 new members, you may miss the DCP. And this is there's very it's very tricky. It's very tricky at some point for some VP memberships. So you need to keep that in mind. It's good to recruit new members, but you need to work hand in hand with the VP education and the president to retain your members. You need to retain your base. You need to retain your base, and why attracting new members. That's why area director and sometimes division director visit are crucial, because when they visit you, that's the time for you to discuss with them about strategies to retain members, to make your meetings more attractive, to make your members come back and remain within the club. And this lead me to talk about the reinstatement of members and the renewals. Talking about the renewals, at the second semester we have the talk up. We have the talk up contest. The talk up contest, whereby the VPM has to recruit 5 new members. Certainly, we have the opportunity to elaborate more about the talk up, but this is really the opportunity for the VPM to get the members in the game and to get them to encourage them to talk about Toastmasters to one of their friends, to talk them into Toastmasters so that they become a member. In your club, there are many strategies, tips, and tricks. At Toastmaster, we never reinvent the wheel. So there are many clubs that organize contests. The members will have the chance to attract the higher number of members will get a special recognition. It can be anything from an award, from a gift, I don't know, a fabric, chocolate. I've seen an area director who are organizing ceremonies with or offering fabrics and chocolates to the members, bringing in more new members. So these are ideas for you to win the talk up, and the talk up will start at the end of this month, if I'm not mistaken, at the beginning of February, and it ran until 31st of March. So within this period, you'll have the time to encourage your members to bring in 5 new members. This is for the talk up. But really, we have 6 months left, and we have 6 months left. And within this time, we still have time to make up for everything that we haven't been able to do during the first semester. During the first semester, as officers will taking time to get to know each other, to form our teams, to storm, to norm. Now it's time to perform. And Chidin mentioning that Abubakar certainly have something to share with us regarding the talk up or the membership programs. Abubakar, do you want to chip in?
Oh no, I heard you talk about an area where they share food and chocolate and stuff.
Okay. This
So
is
I think I
really,
would like
this
to
is,
join that area. If the missionary are
yeah,
not careful, I'm leaving if they don't start giving food.
this is encourage people to come to meetings because they know at the end there'll be lunch, free lunch will be served, they'll get chocolate, they'll get fabric. So this is also a way to encourage members to create this camaraderie among them. And the other thing is about do we have a timer? I don't know how well I'm doing on time, on my time.
Yeah, you are 9 minutes in.
Okay. Now talking about the reinstatement. For most of the reinstatement, there are two categories. There are the members. There are sometimes we have in the clubs members that we can qualify as active, those who are inactive, and those who have completely left the club, left Toastmaster for a very long time. So in the situation that you have a member who have left the club, left Toastmaster for a very long time, if this member want to come back to the club to Toastmaster, he will have to pay the fees as a new member, meaning paying the $20 for new member and paying either the 6 month, the $45 for 6 months and the other $45 for the 6 months. But in case it's a member that you know maybe before leaving, he let you know that, oh, at this month I have this problem at my job. Really, I won't have time to come to meetings. Please bear with me. I'll come back. For this member, if this member comes back after 2 to 3 or a number of meetings that you will determine. For this member, you can let this member pay just the $45 and not the $20 for new member fee. But in my experience as a club president, I have always find a bit challenging to talk old members into coming back to their clubs, especially if they have already left Toastmaster. And this is where the VPE, the VP education role is crucial. Because when someone has left Toastmaster, sometimes it's because sometimes they didn't find the value added anymore. So for him to come back, you need to really make the sessions more entertaining, more interesting, diversified, so that they see the value again. And I would like to ask anyone, do you already have that experience? A member who have left the club for some time, completely left, and you have succeeded to bring this member back. How have you done it? How does it feel? And I want to ask any VPM or any Toastmaster we have in the room to just raise his or her hand to tell us about how he did that. We have 4 minutes left. If someone can do that in 1 minute. Anyone who wants to share experience on that? Marie-Laure?
Marie-Laure, I would just want to share one experience. A Toastmaster we left years ago, and we just invited her for a conference, for a focus. And when we invited her for a focus to give some introduction about leadership, women leadership empowerment, it was at this moment she told us, you know, I was Toastmaster, but I left years ago. I would come back and join your club. And she gave us this lecture. She's based in the United States. And she gave a lecture, and she's taking now positive and tangible steps to register and join again the club. It was just in January 6th. So I thought that she would join effectively as promised. So this is the step. How we did it, we just let us know that we're looking for a tangible, a knowledgeable, and very articulated speaker to talk about woman empowerment for Toastmaster women. And she said, oh, why not? I was there years ago, so I may come back. So this is the way we did it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marie-Laure, for sharing your experience. And there are a lot of nuggets, interesting things too that I take away from what you've said. The thing is that we have the tendency to make our Toastmaster sessions too much Toastmasters. And the thing is that when we do that, it's difficult for people to translate the Toastmaster journey, the Toastmaster method into the real life. So having focused tip session on real life topics really helps for the members to see the value again and come back. Thank you very much for sharing your experience. VPMs, VPEs, this is what I could say about the membership requirements. Please pay attention. Take a careful look at your membership base and compare it to where you are right now. Make the difference within the DCP requirements of 20 members and the number of members you have at the end of the mandate. I promise you, this slight difference can make you miss your goal at the last minute. Thank you very much. Thank you, Zainab. You are right. Innovation is also key, making the session creative. Abubakar Jimba, this was my last word, and over to you, Abdullah. TS Master Jimo. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster Francine. Thank you so much for that. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, you've heard about that. I keep saying guests. Do we have guests in the house? I doubt that. So please note that a club's renewal payment usually is due twice a year, on the 1st of April and October 1st. So for a club to be in good standing, dues must be paid or received before September 30th or March 31st. So we have 2 renewal periods in a Toastmaster year. And she further explained that the difference between a renewing Toastmaster and a reinstating Toastmaster. A renewing Toastmaster has no break in his renewal. For both renewal periods yearly, this member is renewing. While a reinstating member missed a renewal period. If you are active now, the next renewal period you did not renew at all, and then the one after that, you are coming back. You've automatically become a reinstating member and not a renewing member. There's also something I would love to point out. Someone might want to ask as a question. Let's say, for instance, an active member now, and the next renewal period comes from April 1st. That will last till September 30th. But I did not renew in April. I did not renew in May. I did not renew in June, for instance, or maybe I renewed later in June. But what I'm saying is I didn't renew in the first month. So there's been a break in my membership. I became inactive for maybe a month or 2 months or 3 months during that renewal period. But before that renewal period ended, I now pay my dues for renewal. The question is, would I be considered a renewing member or a reinstating member? I think it would be fun if someone answered it besides me. If anyone is willing to unmute and pick it up, I will give you, I'm trying to mention, the DD will give you an award. So, yes, so the question is, an active member presently, a new renewal period comes up on the 1st of April that will last till September 30th, but I did not renew immediately in April. I allowed my membership to expire. I did not renew in April. I did not renew in May, but I now want to pay my dues in June. Would I be considered a renewing member or a reinstating member?
Can I answer that question?
Is that the division director?
You can't answer the question, otherwise the gift cannot go on. As interested as I am in the gift,
you can't take your own gift.
Someone else has an opportunity to answer.
So a member who becomes inactive and misses the first 2 or maybe 3 months of an active renewal period, before that member now pays its dues, would that member be considered a renewing member or reinstating member?
It will be in your best interest to let me answer this question.
You cannot win your own gift. Even if no one answers, you're definitely not going to answer it. So fellow Toastmasters guests, it is sad that you just missed the DD's gift of a big
we have an answer on the chat
refrigerator.
box.
Oh,
Chat
interesting. The Toastmaster will be considered a renewing member because his profile is still on the dashboard. Is that right? Do we agree with him? Zainab says reinstating. All right, interesting.
Can I now answer?
Didi, Toastmaster, Ikrama Mohammed, you have, no, is it you? Whoever gets it right has a gift from
Toastmaster. So Zainab says reinstating.
You can go ahead, please.
On the chat box.
Zainab is changing her response. Okay.
Oh, she says renewing.
Now,
I think she needs to make
so the
up her mind.
answer to this is this. It can go either way. It can be either renewing or reinstatement, right? Renewing would mean that the club would make payment for that member from the last date of his or her renewal, the membership status. That means if the member meets the April 1st renewal date and comes back to say in June, makes payment. If the club goes back and chooses April 1st as the start date, it would count as a renewal. However, if the member makes payment in June and the club selects June, the date the member made payment as the payment date or the renewal date, that would then become a reinstatement. Now, the difference between the two is, you see that the goal 7 and 8, if that member is reinstated, it would count as a new member for the club in achieving your goal 7 and 8. Now, what this means is, if a member misses a renewal period, comes back and makes payment, it would be in the best interest of the club to register that member as a reinstatement. Now, it doesn't do anything with respect to the members standing with Toastmasters. What it means is, if the member had achieved perhaps 7 at the for educational goals, now the member has achieved 7 educational goals, those achievements will still be intact for that member, whether or not the member comes back in as a renewal or reinstatement. But if a member has missed a renewal period, it would make sense to then bring that member back in as a reinstatement, especially if it's falling within the period of club membership or the membership campaign, you know, the Smedley Award, the talk of, because this member would then count, because it's almost like you're bringing that member back into the fold. He or she has gone out, you've missed the renewal period, you've missed the next month. Somebody probably would have had to talk to that member to make that member come back and say, okay, yes, I'm ready to come back into the fold. I'm ready to make payments at this point. It would make sense for that to be a reinstatement. A renewal would not count for the club as a new member or reinstated member and would not count towards this CPE. The only thing it would do is it would help maintain your club membership status, correct? However, a reinstatement would help you maintain your base, your membership status, and add a point to your goals 7 and 8.
All right, thank you so much, Didi. Yes, that explains it at length. Take me, for instance, during my time as president of my club, I had a lot of older members who wanted to come back, or persons who had missed certain months in a renewal period. To be honest, I did charge them fully for that. But when I wanted to make the payment, I reinstated them. I didn't renew. That saved the club a lot of money in its purse. So towards the end of my administration, when I noticed that I was having a challenge with the required 20 members, I now did a promo. Pay only the international charges. You are not paying any local dues. Come and see the way people were rushing. Oh, no local dues, no local dues. That means the money is reduced. Let me take use of this bonus period. I could do that because I had saved the club some money by reinstating members for that period, for the previous period, rather, instead of renewing for those members. So that saves a whole lot. And as the DD stated, reinstating members count in your DCP requirement goals 7 and 8 as if they are new members. So that really helps. So why pay for, it's just my own logic. Why pay for missed months? That's how I just total it, and then I proceed with that. So that's the difference between renewal and reinstating member. So we'll talk briefly about month-end closing dates, and then we'll review the club performances individually. So what are month-end closing dates? Have you ever made submission for your club, something you're expecting to show on DCP? You've cleared maybe an education award on Basecamp and you've cleared it in Club Central, but for some reason it doesn't show on your club DCP. It is because Toastmasters has a month-end closing dates, and these are the month-end closing dates for 2022. It means these are the dates you should watch out for. Process, for instance, in this month of January, process you should have, as expected, processed all your education awards and what have you before tomorrow, Monday, January 31st. And then for a lot of those awards, you expect them to start reflecting on your DCP chart from February 11th. The same thing in the month of February, process them before February 28th and expect them to to show on your club DCP chat by Friday, March 11th. So these are just to guide us, because to be honest, while we compute all of these things online, it also requires human effort from the other end to verify and check eventually before these things appear on a DCP chart. So these are exactly what month-end closing dates does for us. So if you process something for your club from Tuesday, February 1st, you've cleared an education award on DCP, on Pathways rather, and you've cleared it on Club Central, but it still doesn't show on your DCP chart, don't fret. By February 11th, it would show up. So those are exactly what month-end closing dates are rather. So I would love to answer these two questions, maybe entertain one or two questions, but we'll put that for later. I would answer these two questions, then we'll go for a breakout session. Division L would have a breakout room. Members of Division F, you have to remain here as we review our DCP charts per club. We'll learn from each other. So who can I contact if I need assistance with DCP? As a club executive, who can you contact? It's quite easy to say contact the division's program quality director to guide you. I think it's quite easier than reaching out to Toastmasters, say renewals@toastmasters.org or the Distinguished Club Program desk. So your DCP is always available. Your PQD rather, your program quality director of the division is always available. Reach out to them. For Division F, it's one handsome gentleman and the less handsome one. The less handsome being Toastmaster Abubakar, and then the handsome one being me. So reach out to either of us to assist with your club DCP challenges. What is the minimum renewal requirement for clubs for every renewal period? For every renewal period, a club needs to have at least 8 paid members, at least 8 active members. 3 of those members must renew. They must be renewals, renewing from a previous renewal period to the present one. 3 of those members must be renewal members. Then the remaining 5, you can have reinstating members or you can have new members. In fact, those 3 members or 3 of the 8 members generally have to be club executives. You could say the president and 2 vice presidents. I think it's usually safer that way. Sometimes the secretary involved as well. So what this means is for every renewal period, for a club to be active, that club must have at least 8 paid members for that club to be considered active, for that club to have access to Basecamp, to have access to Club Central, rather. I've experienced the case of being logged out of Club Central before. During my time as president, our club got suspended right before I became president. I didn't get the club suspended. Probably someone else did before I did. So the club got suspended and I couldn't access Club Central. I couldn't do anything and whatever. So what happens if a club gets suspended? You don't have access to Club Central. What do? Reach out to your PQD to guide you through. Because I know usually what you do is to send a mail to Toastmasters with your active club officers, with the amounts they want to pay for the renewal periods they missed and whatever. So just reach out to your program quality director to guide you on all challenges regarding your DCP chart. So please, do we have our breakout rooms ready?
Mr. PQD, it's work in progress.
Okay, please. So just one breakout room for the executives of Division L to go there. They would have explanations on their DCP charts. So while we wait for that, I would love to proceed for Division F.
So just to confirm,
Hi.
They
It
took
would
us
seem.
to the main room.
Hello?
Yes, hi. Sorry, it seems that I've been removed from the breakout room. I'm supposed to be there.
All of us, they took us back to the main
Yes,
room.
so as expected, I think the breakout room's closed.
There's a problem. There's a technical glitch, but we will go clear now.
So Abubakar, please leave Division F in here, and then just create one breakout room for members of Division L. I think that's fine.
Mais ça passe pas, c'est dur.
Okay. All right, it's done. But the thing is, we already have one breakout room for Division L. That means we have a main room here now. All right, so we are set. Division F are here and Division L are in the breakout room.
So I can proceed, right?
Yes, please. Apologies for the mishaps.
All right, so thank you so much for all you do for our division. You know we love you so much. So back to points, fellow Toastmasters. So logging on to Club Central, logging on to the DCP program rather as a club officer. Come to Leadership Central, click on Club Central. Then you go to Division Performance Report for your club. So this here is for Ikeja Toastmasters Club. So Ikeja has met 9 goals so far, and the goals are the ones ticked. Level 1 awards, you're expected to have 4. They did over Sabi, they have 8. It's welcomed. Level 2 awards, 2 level 2s and the like. So they've achieved all of these awards. Now, I'll be focusing more on what the club has left to achieve, which is club officers trained November, February. This particular training we are doing now. Upon completion of this training, if this club has, 4 members present during this training, they will have this point ticked off for them, and the club will then achieve a 10 over 10. However, achieving a 10 over 10, it's great, it's great. It all doesn't count at the end of the day if your membership base is still less than 20. So this club has 12 active members as opposed to the 20 active members. Upon the end of the administration, they still have time in terms of membership. They still have time to have all of these members come on board. And I am certain a lot of these 12 members, their membership will expire by March 31st. That means the club needs to have at least 8 members renew for the next period. And being the last period of the last renewal period of the administration, it means the club from March would require 20 members. That is, if all of these members paid for just 6 months, would require 20 members to be active. 20 members whose activeness will run from April 1st till September 30th. So that is for Ikeja Toastmasters Club. They require just this. Moving on to the next club in area 16, we have, excuse me, we have Seaside Toastmasters Club. Interesting. Seaside Toastmasters have six goals met. Interestingly, which is very nice, they have surpassed the required members for this renewal period. They have 28. That is 8 more than 20. It is welcome. It is never over Sabi to have more members. We need you to have more, get up to 40, and then we'll create more clubs from you, which is amazing. So they need 2 members to complete level 1. If the VP is here, I believe you're taking note. Who are those 2 members that are most likely to give your club a level 1 award? Write down their names. Usually what I do is, if I require 2, I double it to 4. Because 1 or 2 things might happen. Remember, my travel might have some challenges, inability to deliver speeches and what have you. But if you have more members on your list than required, you're able to know who to fall back on. Okay, this one is not available. Can this person do it? Can that person do it? And so on. So instead of identifying 2 members that can give you your level 1 award, why not identify 4 members? So look within the club, what are those 4 members that are likely to complete their level 1? And assist them to achieve it. If it means assigning them new mentors to do it, and so on. And please note that we have an award we're all going in for, the Division Directors Award. Even I don't know what she's giving out, but I believe it's something very worthy of it. Then more level 2 awards. You need 2 more persons to complete level 2. You are good on level 3. You are good on, you need one more person for level 4, level 5, or a DTM as well, which will be good. So if you achieve this, if you achieve your goal number 3, you achieve your goal number 6, considering you already have good number of membership, you're definitely in good standing. Just to get the renewals right. And of course, ensure 4 members are active in this training. If they are not already here, you might want to reach out to them to log on and then join the training. So you get a free point. I believe this is the easiest point to have, the Club Officers training. The next club is Total Toastmasters Club. Total Toastmasters Club joined us from Division E. So interesting. Total Toastmasters Club has one goal. It's not a problem. It's not a problem at all. It's not late. We can still get that. You have 18 members to date. We have just a goal, not a problem. These are the things we need to do. We need to get more level 1 speakers. So you need 2 more level 1 speakers. So look within the club, what are these persons that are likely to give us these awards? And then I see you already have 2 persons that have completed level 1. So let's reach out to them. Let's find out what's happening. Why haven't they started level 2 or completed level 2? And whatever supports they need, we can give it to them. I'm always available as a somewhat impromptu mentor. If they need someone to help check or assist in preparing their speeches, I can easily just do that. It's just a speech, do it, and then move on to the next member and so on. So if they're having challenges with mentor, they can reach out and we can definitely arrange something that can help them to deliver the speeches as well. So you need 4 in total, 4 level 2 award to be submitted in both. Remember, the awards are to be submitted in both Basecamp, Pathways Basecamp, and Club Central. Basecamp and Club Central for it to count in your DCP. If you're having challenges, kindly reach out, please. So you need 2 level 3 awards. You need 2 level 4, level 5, or DTM award in either way. Reach out to some old members, have them pay, and then reinstate them. This 0 you're seeing here will change when you reinstate older members, as explained earlier. So upon completion of this training, excuse me, if you did have 4 active members present, definitely then you'll be having your point here as well. So this one you're seeing can easily change to 2 if you have 4 members present here, which I should believe you do, because it's an easy point no one will want to miss out on. So the major challenges we are having for this club is in the education session. We have nothing ticked. It's a big challenge. Renewal is also a challenge. But education, I think, is quite easy to achieve. Members just need to deliver speeches. What's expected of you in your part. Some levels are easy. Some levels have 1 sub-level and maybe 1 elective. Quite easy. And the electives are usually very easy. It would be play a table topics master role or do something very easy. So please, let's encourage members to look within these 18 members you have. Identify those members who are still playing roles, who are still active in the club, and have them deliver speeches, have them submit the awards. And before you know it, this one will change to something huge. So you could end up becoming a distinguished club, a select distinguished, or a president distinguished. We're all aiming for president distinguished. And believe me, it's very easy. I belong to a club that has achieved president distinguished for 6 consecutive years. It's shorter compared to some other clubs I know, but this is something very huge, considering that my club was suspended at some point twice. But today now, because we found a way, we found a system that works for us. So reach out and together we can find a system that would work for you and your club. So moving on to area 17, we have Eagle Toastmasters Club. There used to be a club that scared me the most rather. It's Eagles. I don't know, for some reason, I used to be very afraid of attending Eagles Toastmasters Club. So Eagles, we have 8 goals met. Interesting. 36 membership base. 36 members met so far. They have a membership base of 34, but 36 have been met, which is really, really impressive. So we have 8 goals. What are we missing out on? Nah, this is easy. I'm pretty certain you get it. 2 level 2s needed. And I'm sure you can get it from your level 1 completion. You have 2 persons from level 1 that are yet to complete their level 2 awards. So let us identify who those persons are and then assist them in whatever way they need assistance in order to achieve this award. Another one, to have 4 club officers present in this training. Eagle Toastmasters Club had 5 in the previous training. So I'm pretty certain they wouldn't want that number to drop. You can even have all 7 present, and which will really, really be a good thing. Remember, the division director also has an active award on that any club that can get 7 members active in both trainings would also earn something from her. While Eagle Toastmasters Club seems to have missed out on that award, you can at least come second in 1 or 2 categories, who knows? So let us ensure we have at least 4 club officers present in this training. And this 8 will become 9. And then this will be the only thing we have to bother ourselves about. And of course, remember to renew for the April renewal period. So Eagle Toastmasters Club is doing amazingly well. We just need that 1 point left. And then, of course, the point for today. We have AWN Toastmasters Club, Division Directors Club. I hope no one heard that. I mean, it's a good thing. Division Directors Club has some points on board. They're required to have 14 members. They have 10, which is good. We're not far off it. We're not far off it at all. It is very achievable. Reach out to some old members, have them reinstate. Also, beef up your membership in terms of guest experience, have guest experience exactly how the club grows, how the club is, and then your membership would increase. You need 2 level 1 award winners. So 2 persons need to complete level 1. You need 2 level 2s, 1 level 3. The membership needs to increase, which we mentioned earlier. And if AWN has 4 members active here, I believe this is an easy point for them. This can easily change to 4 instead of 3. Membership renewal dues on time. We need our members to renew. Hopefully we'll get this 1 point as well. Most clubs usually get it during the first renewal period. On-time officer list, we've already achieved that upon the beginning of the administration, which is really amazing. So what we need to focus on for AWN is we need to grow the membership base. We really need to grow the membership base. So when we have members, then we can now let them start delivering speeches more. Level 1, pretty easy to achieve. Then we identify what the persons from level 1 that can also move on to level 2 and quickly give us those points. These are easy points to achieve. And I am even certain, I don't need to fret. I don't need to worry. I'm even certain the fact that we have the DD there, it's only a matter of time before AWN turns to 10/10, which would be really amazing. And if they don't get the 10/10, the 9 is the list for us to get the president's distinguished club status. The next 2 clubs are clubs we somewhat inherited from another division, and they are part of us now, and we must assist them in the best ways we can for them to also look good and shine as Division F. They need to feel what it is to belong to Division F, the division that never fails. So the first of this club is the Commercial Hub Toastmasters Club. Commercial Hub Toastmasters Club has 3 goals met so far. And what we have to do, starting with the easiest of the point, is to ensure we have 4 officers present in this training. Interesting, Commercial Hub had 7 in the previous COT. If we can get another 7, that would be even amazing. The DD would celebrate us. And then we need 1 new member or reinstating member to join us. So if we do that, this 3 will become 5. And then we know all we have to focus on for a large part of the coming month is our education awards. We need our members to start delivering speeches. So identify these 13 members. Who are they? How can we assist them to deliver speeches? Reach out. If you have any one of them who is complaining about maybe their mentor not being available or 1 or 2 challenges that you feel the division can help us to support in, please reach out. We are always available to assist clubs to achieve it, because when our clubs shine, the division would in turn shine as well. So please reach out for Commercial Hub and everyone else as well. The other club is Ganye Gardens. Toastmaster Orakwe. Whenever I hear Ganye, I think about you. Wow. interesting. Ganye Gardens has 8 goals met so far. I love the fact that these are all ticks, which is good. I think they are pretty nice to have them ticked very early at this time of the year. So you have just this 2 left. More new members, you need 3 new members, or as we've learned today, reinstating members. So look out for old members or members who have missed a renewing period or some months in an active renewal period, and then just reinstate them, and that will count for you. So you don't have to renew them, reinstate them, and it will count. Then ensure you have 4 officers present in this training. So I believe Ganye Gardens should have 4 officers present. At the end of the training, this will change to 9, not immediately when we make the submissions to headquarters. This will change to 9, and then this will be just the only point left. And knowing Toastmaster Rapper, I'm pretty certain that's very easy for him and the clubs to achieve. So next is, we're moving on to area 18. Sunshine Toastmasters. I wanted to mention Lighthouse Pursuit, but let's start with Sunshine Toastmasters. Now, how do I know which is my own sunshine? I just look out for region 11 and I see this is my sunshine. So I don't have to bother about these ones at all. No, this is not my sunshine. This is district 105. So also watch out for the district. Sunshine Toastmasters, region 11, district 94, division F, area 18. So Sunshine Toastmasters Club. Sunshine Toastmasters has 4 goals on the board. States we have 8 members. So what we need to improve upon first thing is our membership base. Our membership base needs to grow. We have 8 members. So we need to identify members. You can also reach out to some other Toastmasters who are willing to become dual members of your club and have them renew with, let them become dual members with Sunshine Toastmasters. I know a couple of members who are looking to join other clubs, and the division is working on something whereby the clubs can easily identify these members. We're going to talk about that subsequently. So we also need 1 level 1 award winner. We need someone to complete their level 1 speech. Let us look out within these 8 members we have, who is yet to complete level 1, and let's assist that member to complete it. What challenges are they having? Is it logging on to Basecamp? Are they having challenges logging on to Basecamp? They can reach out to us. They can reach out to me or Abubakar, or even the division director will assist them. Are they having challenges with mentorship? Maybe their mentor is not available. We'll also assist them to get that. Then you need more level 2 awards. You need 2 more persons to complete level 2. Oh, interesting. Now you're good. That's just it. So 1 level 1 award and 2 level 2 awards, and they are good with your education section of the DCP. Then we need members. We really, really do need members. We have 8 members. We are going in for 20. So we need members for Sunshine Toastmasters Club. We need members to renew. We need members to reinstate. We need new members. And of course, we need to have at least 4 officers present during this training. And who knows, at the end of the administration, the club should end with a 9/10, which is good. You're a president distinguished club. I recall a while ago, during my time as president, I made a submission that wasn't acknowledged by Toastmasters. I made it on deadline day and it didn't get through. They could see the timestamp that I made it, but it didn't get through to Toastmasters. And my club ended up, during my time, we got a 9/10 as opposed to a 10/10. And I was so pissed. I had to write a mail to Toastmasters and I was like, it was a 10/10 or nothing and the likes. And they were like a 9/10, a 10/10, it's still president distinguished. So whether or not we've missed out on 1 point, it really doesn't matter much, for as long as there are still 9 points to fight for. So for Sunshine Toastmasters Club, we can still achieve a president distinguished, and it will work for us because we didn't submit our club website list on time, so we missed out on 1 point. So, and then of course, our membership base need to increase. So the way it stands, all the clubs reviewed so far are in position to end the year with a president distinguished status. All the clubs, be it a 10/10, be it a 9/10, we're all looking good to achieve that. I would love to go to Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. Lighthouse Prestige is already showing because that's one place I visit a lot. Lighthouse. So we have Lighthouse Toastmasters and we have Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters. So let's start with Lighthouse Toastmasters. Lighthouse Toastmasters has 2 points on board. I take it, probably our awards have not been submitted yet. President of Lighthouse, if you're here, please, you can unmute at any time and correct me if I'm wrong in my assumption. Because what this is saying is that no member of Lighthouse Toastmasters has completed or delivered any speech or completed a level. Please, if we have the president of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club here, you can unmute and correct me if I'm wrong. So technically what this is saying is we've been having meetings, but there most likely haven't been speeches.
Okay, Mr. PQD, let me step in for the president.
Toastmaster Abubakar, one question, please. Are you a member of Lighthouse Toastmasters or Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters?
I am a member of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club, but
okay,
we are together. So
okay, but your membership counts for Lighthouse Prestige, right?
Yes, but so the thing is, we were split, right? But we still run the same meetings. We do joint meetings, so we think of us as an intertwined club.
Is there a member of Lighthouse Toastmasters, an original member of Lighthouse Toastmasters, maybe a club officer, since we're all club officers, that can assist us in really understanding? It's nothing really, we're only just reviewing what really happened or what's happening here, that we have nothing ticked on our education goal. So we just need to know, are they facing some challenges? Is there some way they would want us to come in and so on? That's majorly what we're here for. You get?
Yeah.
So okay, I would love to know first if there is a Lighthouse member before I can take Abubakar's suggestion. Okay, since no one. Abubakar, you have the floor. So what's happening?
So the major challenge we are facing in Lighthouse is members are not encouraged, or rather members are not willing to speak. So on the membership front, I don't think there's a problem there. I also believe on the administrative front, there is no problem. The only challenge we are facing is people or members being motivated to speak. So we struggle to get them to actually come up and speak. So perhaps maybe I would indulge the presence or support of the division to intervene. If there's maybe a club mentor, perhaps a club coach could be assigned.
What steps have been taken to motivate members?
So far, members have been, so the VPE, and she's not here for some reason, has been reaching out to members to sort of motivate them to speak. So the VPE is trying to get, so you know how sometimes as a VPE, if you want club members to speak, you instruct them, you say, you are speaking on so date, you are doing that. So the problem we're facing is they are not obliged. So, you can't really make someone do what they don't want to do. So we are struggling to get them motivated to actually come up and speak. And that's the only
problem. You can actually, you can. Let me, for instance, give them something to gain. Purchase ribbons, for example. If members see that anytime they deliver speeches and win Best Speaker Awards, they are getting ribbons, they're getting something, they'll be happy. I still have ribbons I won from 6 years ago. Whenever I see it, I smile, I'm happy, and the likes, and that's something a lot of clubs have stopped, getting ribbons and the likes. So Best Speaker Award, Best Safe Topic Speaker Award, and the likes. When people see that they are appreciated when they do things, no matter how terrible they do it, they would really want to come more. So let them profit. Now that we're having this challenge, we could take that step, purchase ribbons, for instance. So let them see, our Best Speaker, show off your ribbon. The club will get a trophy or get something that whenever you deliver speeches or whenever you win speeches, it's exclusive for you to do. You understand? Something to spur them. Additionally, we might also need to look into their mentors. Probably they are not that serious because the mentors aren't really playing their part. So we'll now ask ourselves, what are the mentors doing? How do we assist the mentors? What challenges are the mentors themselves facing? You understand? So that too could help us. And then before you know it, it will come up. So I would really love us to talk about this at length after the COT, not you in person, Abubakar, but the Lighthouse Toastmasters executives. We'd like to review the challenges we're facing and steps we've taken and what steps we can take to improve it. Because to be honest, a 2 over 10, a club that, correct me if I'm wrong, a club that has produced a division director. You understand? So we have to be proud of that, carry it on our shoulder that, you know, we've produced area directors, we've produced bigger people in Toastmasters and the like. So we should have more on board. And I believe we can achieve that. Okay, so now let's check the sister club, Lighthouse Prestige, and let's see how you're faring. Now, Lighthouse Prestige has a 9 over 10. Lighthouse Toastmasters Club has a 2 over 10. Forgive me if I'm wrong. There might be a lack of communication or collaboration within those clubs. You might be having your meetings at the same venue, maybe, or you might be sharing some particular things, but there is still a gap. If one is in a 2 over 10, the other is in a 9 over 10. So how can Lighthouse Prestige help Lighthouse or assist Lighthouse to achieve its goals? So we need to review that as well. So Lighthouse Prestige has a 9 over 10 on board. To date, they have 19 members as opposed to 20 required for a membership base. I know this club is going in for the DDs award, but it's okay. You still don't have it. You have one more member to go. So they've met all the education awards, they've met the membership awards, and they will have the training awards today if they have 4 members present in this training. And the good thing is I'm the person in charge of the attendance. I was yesterday and I am today. I'll watch out clearly for it. I know for a fact that the Lighthouse Toastmasters president is not on call. So I'm watching out for that. So, so this is this. Get 4 officers to attend this training and you have a 10 over 10 on board, okay? So over to the last area, area 19. Oh, I still have Yabatek of area 18 to go. Yabatek Toastmasters presently has no goal on board. It's understandable, but it's not acceptable. Understandable in the sense that the club just started this administration, but not acceptable being the fact that it's been on for several months now, over 6 months. So we need this point to start coming in. We need people to deliver speeches. So what we have done from the division's end, a couple of days or weeks ago, is to assign club coaches to this club. So the club already has sponsors, they have mentors. We now assign them coaches as well to help guide them and so on. And based on my information, they're coming up with plans on how to meet and how to put these points on board. But the good thing is, club officers list on time is checked. First training period, they had 5 members, it is checked. If they have 4 members present here today, this will become 1. And then the 0 will change to 1, which is really, really, really good as well. So moving on to area 19, quickly, we have Surulere Toastmasters Club. Surulere Toastmasters Club, area 19. Surulere has 7 goals on board. It's still good. We have time to meet up. One good thing I love about this chat is they have 10 members that have completed level 1 awards and 24 members that have completed level 4 awards. So that means some members from the previous administration were brought back. Maybe some members who had delivered up to level 1 to level 3 from previous administration were brought back in this administration to complete their level 4, level 5, or DTM award. So the club has 24 members today. This is really impressive. It's really impressive. However, it brings up a question. If 24 members have completed level 4, what happened? Some of them did not renew subsequently. They didn't renew after the September renewal period. So we need to look into that. We need to look, who are those members? How do we bring them back? This club is doing amazing in terms of the education awards. It's the chart is off. It's way above what I've seen in very long. I've never seen a club achieve 24 in this stage. Part of me is telling me, is this a glitch? Do I need to refresh? But that is really good. So you need more new members or reinstating members, and you need to have, oh, good thing you had 7 members in previous training. So you need to have at least 4 members present in this training. So you have 7 now. If you have 4 members present by the end of this training, that 7 will become an 8. And then you only need membership to fight for. So Surulere Toastmasters Club is well placed to achieve 10/10 before the end of this administration. Next, we have Merit Toastmasters Club. During my time as area director, area 19 director, the 2 clubs I never had to bother about are first Merit and Surulere Toastmasters Club. They've consistently achieved President Distinguished, and I'm very certain that will not change in this administration. Toastmaster Kubi Uyanga will not allow that happen because we'll kick him out of the division team. Nonetheless, good. We have more members to date than required, which is good. We also need these members to renew for the April renewal period. We've met 7 goals. So what are the goals left to be met? More level 2 awards. We need 1 more level 2 award. Toastmaster Kubi, Toastmaster Craig. I'm certain you guys are working on it. I am very certain of that. So we need 1 more level 2 award, and we need 4 new or reinstating members. 4 new or reinstating members. So if we can get this 2, and then of course, today's training, have 4 members present, that's 3 points. This will become a 10/10, which is really good. So I am very certain that Merit, alongside Surulere and some other clubs we mentioned, some of them will achieve 10/10. The last club on the list is Lentor Toastmasters Club. Now, I am very sad or worried or disappointed, rather is the word, in not Lentor Toastmasters Club, but Ikeja Toastmasters Club. Ikeja Toastmasters Club needs to support Lentor as Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige need to work together, being the fact that you bettered this club directly. And for Lentor especially, Lentor is still pretty new. Lentor started during his administration. So Ikeja Toastmasters Club needs to support Lentor. So let both leaders discuss. This club has 0 on its board. There's still a lot of time to achieve that. I know Lentor has been having a couple of members deliver speeches the times they will meet. So the question is, it's not reflecting yet. So we need to reach out to Lentor Toastmasters Club. And Lentor was recently assigned some club coaches. One of them is on board, I can see him. So please, we need to reach out to Lentor Toastmasters and, okay, how can we put scores on this board? How can we get members to renew? How can we get new members to renew? To the best of my knowledge, Lentor is an open club, so people can come in to join. Ikeja Toastmasters Club can also assist in terms of having members do dual membership, register with Lentor to increase the number as well. So please, we need to do that. And the good thing, these club officers are present. They were present, 7 of them during the last training, and I've seen 1, maybe 2 of them. And if I scroll further, I'll see the rest in this training. So we need members to attend this training, and then we need to pay our dues on time. So the responsibility to grow this club doesn't just lie on its members alone. It extends to the coaches. It extends to members of the Ikeja Toastmasters Club. You need to reach out. This is your sister club. Reach out and support. Have meetings, both executives. How can we grow these numbers? And before you know it, we'll do well. So fellow Toastmasters, if we have questions, please, now is the time. We'll have 5 minutes to answer questions. We have questions, please. Toastmaster Abubakar, if there are no questions, you might want to take over.
Mr. PQD, there's a question from Toastmaster Olivia Seaside. She's raising her hands.
Oh, okay.
No,
Toastmaster
please,
Olivia.
I apologize. That was an error. I didn't mean to.
Toastmaster Olivia, you are forced to ask a question.
So, fellow Toastmasters, this is the DCP review. that is exactly how a club should look. We all contribute to a club's DCP one way or the other in terms of the roles we play, attending club meetings, delivering speeches, bringing guests to club meetings so they can see the benefit Toastmasters membership offers and what have you. So we all play a huge part in growing a club. So if there are no questions, I would love to. Didi, do you have questions? Do you have comments, suggestions, additions? Did I err? Toastmaster Craig, please go ahead.
Toastmaster Abdullahi Timor, Mr. PQD, I feel impelled to thank you and the other facilitator most graciously for the exemplary or quintessential mastery of the mechanics of the Distinguished Performance Report, or the DCP. Well done.
Thank you, Toastmaster Craig. I really appreciate that. So you're very pleased with the explanation of the DCP, right?
I think that the explanation is as clear as crystal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Craig. We really appreciate that. So Toastmaster Abubakar, do you want to check on the Division L, find out?
Yes, let me just move over to the breakout room and find out how they're doing.
Okay.
In the interim, perhaps we can go on a 5-minute break if there are no questions, comments, suggestions. But I think before I go, I have a question.
All right, go on.
So I was under the impression that membership renewal has to be done before the end of the first month after. For example, we have 2 renewal cycles from April to September and from October to March. So if you've renewed for October to March and it's April, and you haven't renewed for April to September, I was under the impression that after the first month, you will now become inactive and you would have to be reinstated. Could you help me clarify that? Because if that is the case, that means renewals have to happen before the month of the renewal. I just need a bit of clarity on that.
Right. Thank you so much, Abubakar. So during the last month of an active period, during the last month of an active period, for instance, now by March, in this renewal period, by March, that this renewal period is expected to end. By that March, they will, permit me to use the word, open the portal for renewal for the next renewal period. So by March, you can renew for April to September, by that March. So it is when, in fact, you're expected to renew for 8 members, at least 8 members, by that March for the next renewal period. If you don't do that, then by April 1st, your club could be logged out of Club Central completely. And if your club is logged out of Club Central completely, there is only one way you're getting back in. You have to send a mail to Toastmasters headquarters. If any club, I hope no club would face that. I've faced it before twice, so I know exactly how to come out of it. But I hope no club would face it. You have to send a mail to their headquarters. In that mail, you will include your 7 officers, they would renew. You would include their names, their membership number, and then some other members as well that wants to renew. There must be some members that will be renewing from the previous renewal period. There will be reinstating members, there will be new members. You don't want to miss a renewal period for a club, so you must always have at least 8 members active at each renewal period. So the renewal portal will be open at the end of the present renewal period.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks so much, Abubakar. So please also check on our next facilitator if the person is ready. So we'll take our break and then he or she would step in. So we all know how to add membership. For members who don't know, your club presidents will do that. Club president, club vice president educations have been put throughout to pay for members. So Toastmasters Abubakar, are we on break now, please?
So baby, why not about it? Yeah. And I know you shy, but it's cool when we're making love. On the low, 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 on the low. Angelina, you the cool in my temperature. I go and deliver, I no go fall in your hand never. So now me you could love forever. I'm a cocky no feeble letter. I'm a Angelina, I'm a Angelina. Oh no, so when I want to come out, I signal you. But you want to invest in me like I need that. I'm gonna put the ring on your finger too. This one I better do with the jabata. Me, I know get time, I did da. Dada cover my face, calling me la ba da. Biggie man, we know they wear a ba da. Tell me, my nigga, what's it gon' G-Wagon, all the Bentley, they get them, ride the whip, I no fit, die for nothing. My nigga, what's it gon' G-Wagon, all the Bentley, they get them, ride the whip, I no fit, die for nothing. Make you no say anything when you do, they must commend it. I can't come and keep myself. So anything when you do, I dey try to do on my way. I can't come and keep myself. Plenty so far we face. Just to make sure money day. But my people can go say I know one buy, I know one die, I know one payment. I want enjoy, I want job life, I want buy motor, I want build house, I still want to know. Tell me, my nigga, what's it gon' G-Wagon, all the Bentley, they get them, ride the whip, I no fit, die for nothing. My nigga, what's it gon' be? G-Wagon, all the Bentley, they get them, ride the whip, I no fit. Different things then happening, schemes and packaging. In a one night for shows, I'm juggling. Flow like the ocean, my boat, I'm paddling. Sharashina Bella, that's my bro, my family. Frozen dreams. When it comes to money, I they concentrate. Make I tell you straight, you are not my mate. If you become mission, I'll be head of state. But my people then go say, I know one buy, I know one die, I know one payment. I want enjoy, I want job life, I want buy motor, I want build house, I still want to know. Tell me, my nigga, what's it gon' G-Wagon, all the Bentley, they get them, ride the whip, I no fit, die for nothing. My nigga, what's it gon' G-Wagon, all the Bentley, they get them, ride the whip, I no fit, die for nothing.
DJ, thank you very kindly for the
yo, that's me.
All right, everyone, welcome back. I believe everyone is back to the room now. Okay. So for the next, good afternoon, everyone. For the next 30 minutes thereabout, I want us to have a town hall meeting. I want us to discuss. We've gone through the DCP performance for each of the clubs within the areas and the division. Now I want us to look at these, bearing the DCP in mind, and then looking at our clubs generally. What are the challenges we're facing? What are the areas we require support, assistance? And then for the clubs that are doing well, so I would want clubs like Eagle Toastmasters, Seaside Toastmasters, Ikeja Toastmasters, Merit Toastmasters to share experience, Lighthouse Prestige. Tell us, what are the strategies you've implemented that are working for you so far with respect to achieving educational goals and then growing your membership base? What are the strategies that you have implemented that are working for you, so that everyone on the call can learn and begin to apply this to their own clubs, right? And if there anybody who has any question or area, or he or she would require any kind of support or assistance at the club level, please feel free to speak out at this point. So let me call on Toastmaster Ayotola, the president of Lighthouse Prestige. Toastmaster Ayotola, please share with us. Lighthouse Prestige has done fantastically well this mandate. If I'm not mistaken, Mr. PQD, Lighthouse Prestige is currently on what, 9/10? Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And with 19 members, so you started out at the days of 22 and you have 19. One more to go, and I'm sure if I ask Toastmaster Abubakar, he will tell me, oh, we already have that one in the bag. So please, Toastmaster Ayotola, what are the strategies? So this is to Ayotola and Abubakar, the president and VP. What are the strategies that you've implemented this mandate that has worked for you? So that we can learn.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Madam Didi. Okay, so strategies. First, it was actually a decision to get these goals. So we made a decision that we can do it. It's doable. I think the first thing Mr. VP said was, Madam President, this thing is doable. You know, we can do it. And I said, yeah, we can do it. So we both agreed that it's something that we can do, and we got everyone on board with it. So the whole team came together and we talked about goals, and we started strategizing on how we can get them achieved. So we had ideas and we decided to start implementing them. So the first thing Mr. VP did was basically have a spreadsheet and of these goals and said, okay, to get so and so person is already on level 1, so we can get level 2 here, we can get this and that. So we basically had like a roadmap, so to speak, as regards these goals. And yes, also having people who are interested in achieving these goals. Every single person, as you already know, when it comes to membership goals, the VPR and the VPM are very at the end of that. So basically, they did their own beats. Every single person participated in making sure that their own area of the task is done. So this was not a one-man show. It was everyone coming together to make sure. So wherever you see that, there is like a gap, there's always someone there to fill it up and get the work done. And also, we made sure that we didn't just have this goal at the beginning of the mandate and say, okay, we're going to, this is what we want to do, and then we just leave it at that. We had like a constant meeting. We decided that we're going to have a meeting every meeting day. So we come together every time we've had a meeting, and we discuss how the meeting went, what we did right, and what we could improve upon. And then we check on our goals as well and say, okay, we're able to do this. I think this was really nice. We should try this again. Or I think we could do better in this area. And it was a fine-tuning, a constant fine-tuning. So it's not just having these goals and leaving it to work on its own. It's actually doing the work, reaching out to people, motivating them to work, letting them see what is in it for them as well. So now it's not just about us achieving a club goal. It is about letting people know that this is a personal development thing for you. These are the benefits you're going to get. This is the area of growth that you would achieve, and you get people motivated. You inspire them also by doing the work. So there are times that people wouldn't show up. You would ask people to play roles and they wouldn't show up. Be ready to always take up that position. And the whole team has been really amazing when it comes to that. So whenever we have like, we need a role player for so and so, we need 5, everybody will just turn up. If it takes them playing 2 roles at the same time, they will do it. And that inspires and motivates everyone else to also come on board. So it has been a lot of hard work. I mean, everyone on the team has been doing some magic with every little step that they take, but it has been hard work and constant revisiting of the goals. So that's basically it. Madam Division Director.
Yes, thank you very kindly.
Didima, let me just quickly add to what my president said. I would like to share my screen now. So what we're seeing is just for our information. So what we're seeing is our club roster. This was downloaded from TI. So these are tabs we all created just to keep tab of things, right? So we have a dashboard. This is where we keep track of speeches. So we have everybody's names, everybody's path, and their speeches and dates. So with all the goals that we have, right, we know who is supposed to achieve them. We follow up with them. So everything we get outside that is a bonus for us, right? We have meeting roles. This is where we keep track of all the roles we have played. So when we look at this dashboard, we know the roles you've played. So we recommend to you more advanced roles. For example, if I see you playing R counter, grammarian, listening evaluator, I will not suggest you play either GE or Toastmaster of the day, or even table topics evaluator, for example. All right, so this is where we have all our profiles. This is agenda. So we plan everything on this sheet, and we sort of work with it, right? And then these are just other things that we do in the club. So if it's not too much trouble, I would recommend this to other clubs. Just have one sheet where you track things, and then you take it from there. Then lastly, for the level 1, because we understand that there are 4 level 1s needed. So what we did was, at the beginning of the mandate, we came up with a system where we introduced a competition. All the people on the icebreaker path are in the competition automatically. So the first person that completes their level 1 before the end of December, they win a renewal, free due renewals for the next renewal cycle. So this is just an incentive we introduced, and it kind of helped us push members to achieve level 1. So actually level 1 was even the easiest for us to achieve because there was an incentive there. So I would recommend something like this to other club members as well. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Toastmaster Abubakar. Thank you, Toastmaster Ayotola. This basically showed that he was deliberate. So the club was deliberate about what they wanted to achieve. The club was deliberate about how to achieve it. And then if something I have taken out is the fact that there was a constant review of performance and seeking out areas of improvement. And definitely, if you track your performance, then you would know where, when, and where you fall short and what you need to do to make up for that. So thank you to Madam President and her team of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmaster Club for sharing your strategies with us. Now, if anybody is interested in getting that template, you can find a way to go and Toastmaster to take you through on how to develop one for your club. Trust me, it will help. And this is something that can be passed down. So you can hand it, pass it on to your successor. And it continues, it grows that way. Thank you so much. Someone has a question. And I think that's a very important question. They asked how you're able to finance the free renewal. How do you finance the free renewal? This is who wants to answer that? Abubakar or Ayatola, who's going to answer that? You see.
Madam President, yeah, Toastmaster Ayatola will take it, my president.
Sorry, what was the question?
How are you able to finance the free renewal for the members that achieve?
Okay, so except I'm going to have to ask you where you're going to finance the prize you're giving us for achieving our goals. So
okay.
I could turn that around. But basically, it's sponsorship. It depends. In this particular case, it's the first. We're still going to do more, but in this particular case, we had a sponsor that chose to remain anonymous. So, and we're using that. But later on, we're going to try and see if we're going to get someone who would sponsor it, or if we have any miscellaneous left or something, we're just going to come up with
things to encourage people because, well, like Toastmaster, okay, like someone said earlier, you need to encourage people, whether it's a prize, an award, something, let them see what they're getting. Okay, some things just motivate people, just seeing an award on their wall. So just a little something, doesn't have to be something big. So it may not be a renewal next time, it could just be any prize, whatever it is. So yeah, just working on something would do.
Okay, thank you so much, Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. Let's move to Area 19. In Area 19, we have Super Toastmasters 7 goals met. We have Merit Toastmasters with 7 goals met. Merit has 24 members. Toastmaster Kubi has a very interesting strategy that he had shared with me at some point. Forgive me, distinguished Toastmaster Kubi. Will you be kind enough to share your strategy with the division? So what strategies has Merit Toastmasters Club implemented that has worked for the club in achieving 7 goals so far? And I'm sure that within the shortest time possible. Merit had, for the longest time, always ended the year with a 10/10. And I'm sure this year is not going to be any exception. So can you share with us your experience, strategies? Let's learn from you.
Okay, thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Chidi. I'd like to say that the overall strategy we use in our club is leadership by example, inspiring others by example. For example, our charter presidents, our immediate past presidents, the more experienced members in meetings, unless it's just totally inconvenient for them. So the presence of the older members encourages the younger ones or less experienced or newer ones, if I may use that word, to show up at meetings. And these more experienced members always continue giving speeches even after achieving the highest honor in Toastmasters. For example, our level 4s, 5 DTM awards, those were achieved by people who have previously earned the Distinguished Toastmaster Award. And then to get the other awards, what we do is we identify those who are closest to achieving whatever level completions, reach out to them and get their commitment to be we call them DCP champions. And what we do, we encourage them, prioritize them to give speeches, and if need be, we also organize ad hoc meetings. These are meetings outside of our regular meeting dates, where we give these DCP champions the opportunity to give more speeches than they would if we didn't have those ad hoc meetings. That helps us achieve our education awards faster. And from time to time, sometimes we deploy maybe a promotion. Like recently, we were able to gain 2 members because of a one-time promotion that lasted for just some hours, where the club covers 50% of the membership dues for those who take that opportunity from when it's announced at a meeting date until maybe midnight of that day. So those are the few of the strategies we use. Of course, our club motto is one for all and all for one, which means that wherever there is a gap, there's always someone else willing to step in and do the work. That's what we do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very kindly, distinguished Toastmaster Kubi, for sharing your experience with us and your strategies. Please, if anyone has any questions why this experience sharing is happening, please feel free to ask your questions. You can either indicate by raising your hand or using the chat box. Drop your question and whoever the question is addressed to will answer it. Thank you. very kindly. Toastmaster Adewale, are you in the meeting room? Surulere Toastmasters Club President, are you in the meeting room?
So Madam Didi, I'm not sure if he's on the call at the moment.
Yes, but Mr. VP is here. Mr. VP, can you share so far what has the experience been with Surulere Toastmasters? What are the strategies you've employed? What are the challenges that you're facing? To share your experience with us on that.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Didi, and good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and fellow executives. So for Surulere Toastmasters, one important feature similar to what Lighthouse Prestige have done was to break down the expectations, that's the goals. We broke down on an Excel sheet. We also extracted it onto a PowerPoint, and we mapped specific names. For example, I'm on level 1. How many speeches have I given and how we can project? So it was also like a deliberate and it was a focused attention of few people. And at a point in time, we also ensured that mentors in the club engage appropriately. Then we also discussed during the meeting that if mentors, if for whatsoever reason, you're not getting attention, direct attention from your mentors, the members can also engage people whom they feel they are comfortable with. So I think that one also helped. Then the ESCOs normally meet every first Sunday. So immediately we are done with the general meeting, the ESCOs wait behind, we deliberate what we need to improve upon and how we can ensure that things run smoothly during our meetings. We are also opportunity to have a DTM amongst us as DTM Stella. So we get quite a number of input and feedback from her and some other people, some other founding members of the club. So we've always leveraged on what they know. So that has also been one good thing for Surulere Toastmasters. For the challenges, we've had to, most of the time, used the same set of people to play roles. At some point in time, we also, one other strategy we used was to get people from other clubs to come around to play roles. So when people see new members or faces they are not familiar with coming with new ideas, it like made them, the members most times will be like, oh, I want to speak or undo this particular role, like this social person, permit me not to mention the names on this call, but I think that was also part of it. That was also another strategy. But the challenge majorly we've had, what we faced is people not interested in playing roles, people not coming forth. So we have like a standard list of people who you can bank on regularly to play roles during our meetings. But a lot of conversations have been going on behind the scene with respect to that. And at a point in time, we also needed to get input from the members whereby they informed that they wanted it physical. They wanted a physical meeting because for the past few months or more than a year now, we've had online sessions. So good enough, we'll be starting our physical session this next Sunday in Surulere at Alaka side of Lagos. So if you're opportune to be in that side of Lagos, please feel free to join us. So hopefully when we fall back to physical, we should have better representation, better participation by the members, and hopefully we should be able to get things done properly and more effectively. So that's just the feedback from Surulere Toastmasters. Thank you, Madam Didi.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Deji. Thank you. Okay, so with respect to Toastmaster Abubakar, Toastmaster Ayatollah, distinguished Toastmaster Kobe. So this is you. Do you have any suggestion to enable or to give to Surulere Toastmasters to help them overcome that challenge of having the same members play roles, meeting in, meeting out? How do we encourage members who are not signing up for roles to sign up and play roles?
Really, distinguished Toastmaster Chidi, the simplest way to go with that is by mentorship. You know, people will take action if feel that they are cared for, that there's someone who is interested in their program. So simple things like checking in on these less experienced members with phone calls, sometimes just deliberately, not about club-related activities, just checking in on them. It makes them feel that you are interested in their growth. So when next you speak with them and encourage them to play a role, they are more or less inclined to take the suggestion. So really the club is not about DCP points, but the DCP points keep us on the path of excellence. The club is really about the member, because if members do not feel appreciated, and another thing I would like to mention is, and this is credit to our Vice President Education, Toastmaster Craig Esowode, who has made it imperative that we always celebrate the meeting's best, and we make a grand celebration of it at every meeting, even though it lasts for just a few minutes. And you see, recognition is very motivational to people. When they see, oh, I was recognized, I won best speaker today or best table topics, and they have the ribbon. These are things that bring pride to people. They maybe display them on their social media pages, and it gives them impetus to do more. So I think to get people to give speeches, it's let's look beyond just getting those speeches down for club records or club points. But yes, that's important, but also let's also try to focus on members. And when we do that, we understand what is the challenge people have. Sometimes people do not have the time on the regular meeting dates to give speeches, and you might solve that by finding them a speech slot in another club. Sometimes it's just a fear, and with encouragement and coaching with the speech preparation, of course, they get to speak sooner rather than later. So that's what I think, and that's what we've been doing. Thank you.
I want us to go to yeah. Area 17. And I want to start with people Toastmasters. Toastmaster Live. And can you share? Google is one of that's one of the clubs that you can not just like Toastmaster, they said that there are members that you can always count on the
Sorry. BQD, I think your network is, I don't know whether it's my hand, right?
No, we cannot hear. We cannot hear.
Sorry, can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we cannot hear the term.
Can you hear me?
Yes, but the voice is muffled, right?
Yes, it is.
Is it better now?
Ooh, no.
Madam Didi, your audio connectivity is crackly. It's not smooth.
Better now?
Definitely not.
Toastmaster Live, please, I will disconnect and try to connect back.
Hello?
Can anyone hear me now?
No, Didi, I would suggest maybe you log out and come back in, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
But I think you're sounding better now. You just have an echo somewhere.
Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh,
Yes.
brilliant. Plentiful.
Awesome. Okay. So I want Toastmaster, like, all right, you're on. I want you to share your experience. I was saying that Eagle Toastmasters is one of those clubs that you can always count on to achieve, not just be a President Distinguished Club, but end with a 10/10 year in, year out. Toastmaster Lai, I wanted to share what strategies has helped Eagle Toastmasters over the years. What strategies have your team implemented? Has there been any challenge so far? And just generally share your experience with us.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Didi. I want to say that we've benefited quite a lot from a focus on. So how do I put it? Because of course I was VP in the last tenure, and I would almost say we sort of followed a similar template, which is to ensure that within the next over the 6 to 7 months of your tenure, you try to achieve a significant portion of your DCP goals, right? So that you can focus on building for the next tenure, right? So that they too can have a strong footing to start. So exactly that was same template that we used when I was VP that I also tried to adopt. And of course it started early with some clarity both from the club success plan and of course working collaboratively with the excos to identify those critical things that needs to be done. More importantly, of course, we know that the office of the VP has a lot to do with this. So identifying those members that can contribute to the achievement of the DCP goals from the education perspective was also very important because we knew people where they were in terms of their educational journey and new members that joined that we needed to push, old members. So it was more of doing that mapping, almost similar to what Tiam Abubakar said, to say who's going to deliver this, who's going to deliver that, and ensuring that, we give a bit of attention to those members so that we ensure that they get their speeches done and they're playing roles at the meetings. Of course, it's not without its challenges. It's, I think, much more like I've heard from other clubs here. We've tried to sustain a hybrid meeting. It's very difficult because one of the things we discovered is that, when we started to explore the hybrid meeting option, it was a way of ensuring that we don't lose participation of those people that maybe have even left the country. And we have a couple of Eagle Toastmasters members like that who are not in the country. And so the hybrid meeting was a strategy of managing some members' preference for physical meetings and those who could not afford to be with us physically being able to join us online just to be able to sustain that momentum. I think that was something that, it's a hard effort, but we think it's something that has helped to ensure that we still continue to keep members active, involved, and engaged for as many as we can. Beyond the setting up of the DCP goals and, having clear focus and targets, of course, being a good Toastmasters club from promotions and all that, we continue to benefit from marketing, of course, ensuring that we are sharing our club activities across all social media events. And at the exco level, right, one of the things that I would say as president, I taking responsibility for is just regularly reminding everyone about the DCP goals. So typically once a month, I would check for the status of that DCP report and publish it on the EXCO WhatsApp group to say, this is where we are. These are the things we need to do. And right there and there, all of us are, contributing ideas as to how we can move forward, on those respective goals, depending on whose office is responsible for the achievement of those goals. So I think all of this really helped because we continue to give it that visibility on a monthly basis. But more importantly, we had sort of just agreed that we'll try and get this DCP out of the way so we can start to build for the next tenure. And I think that is a goal, right? Such that, beyond DCP, you continue to know that you need to nurture and develop members who will achieve the next DCP if you're going to achieve it, year on year, like you mentioned. So I think that is one of the things that really helped for us. I don't know whether Dr. Amy is on the call. Okay, she's not on the. She was here earlier, but she's left. She's left now.
I'm here.
Okay, so Tia Mimi, I mean, if you want to make any other contribution, yeah.
All right. Okay, then. Thank you very much, Mr. President, and thank you really, Didi, for organizing this training for club officers. I think for me, it's even more valuable because I got in as a VPE as my first role at Eagle. So I could tell you that, there was quite a bit for me to take in and digest. The great thing is that, as Mr. President said, he had taken up that role and he was a great support, showing us where we are at every time and really breaking it down to the members and knowing who we're giving some level of priority in our next meetings, and while ensuring that we keep a pool, right? We keep a pool, keep building behind so that there's some level of legacy for the future. So it's really the great work that was done last year that we're able to leverage on. So what I will just add to what Mr. President said is the fact that we're also ensuring that as the members are reminded about the opportunities that they have by progressing on their path, is also creating some form of awareness that they should take a piece of the club success plan, and for them to know, look, we want you to push a little bit because we as a club need to achieve some of these goals. So ensuring that members are not leading their leadership and communication path independently from the club. So I think it's important that they know what we want to achieve as a club and the role that they play, and why we're there to support as well. So that's all I would like to add, and thank everyone here for really the support from other clubs coming in as general evaluators to keeping us on track with the quality of our meetings. And the hybrid meetings have been where they are. We've learned, we've grown, and it's a skill that we have gained and we do not want to lose as we move on in these interesting times. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Chairman. Yeah. I mean, just also had that, of course, considering that the office of the VP membership and of course the VPE, they have they are the major driver of the DCP goals. I mean, those offices are the major drivers of the DCP goals. So I think, of course, we also benefited from, working with the treasurer and the VPM as well to quickly, onboard. The treasurer, of course, very aggressive with, quietly aggressive, let me put it that way, subtly aggressive with pursuing renewals, right? And I think that is also very important, pursuing renewals, ensuring that once people sign up, we quickly get them, into the system, up and running, getting, old members as well to come on board, get them to renew. And of course, I think, this particular period, because of course the exchange rate has gone up, it does require a bit of nurturing to even get members to renew. So it's not been a perfect experience, but we just keep responding to the challenges as they come and, just try to keep our head above the water. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Lai. Thank you, for sharing your experience. From Toastmaster Ibrahim Mohammed Ikrama, Commercial Hub Toastmasters Club. We need to make this happen. So Toastmaster Mohammed, you have 3 minutes to just talk to us generally about your experience, your strategies, the challenges that your team has faced and what you're doing to surmount them. Just 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Didi. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. Can I go ahead without turning on my video? I'm not in a good environment.
All right, go ahead.
All right, thank you so much. So for my club, coming on board, it has been a very tough experience, given that we were just transitioning from a different division into a new division where we don't know anybody, and we're trying to learn how we can navigate through the environment, know new people, learn to connect with them and have them play roles and come on board to help. So we had that problem, and then the club itself, our members, the team members have their own problems because most of them at the beginning had too many engagements that they were unable to play their own roles. For example, the Vice President Education, who is actually the engine room of the team, was not at all the times present because she has a very tight schedule. And at some point, we had to change a Vice President Education so we can get the club running. And also the Sergeant at Arms has to take a sabbatical because she fell ill. So all in all, it has been a very rewarding experience because despite the challenges, we learned that we can be able to work with some committed people, push the members, and even get to achieve the goals. So that's how we started gaining traction, and we've now achieved about 3 goals, and the others are on board. Board, we have a plan set out for those. So that's the end of, we're going to come out bright.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohammed, for sharing with us. And I agree, it will take a lot of effort, considering, I mean, moving from one division to another. So we have 3 clubs joining us. 2 of these clubs are pretty new. We have Commercial Hub Toastmasters Club and Ganye Gardens Toastmasters Club. And then we had Total Toastmasters Club. Total is not so new to Division F because it started out at Division F before the birth of Division K that saw them, mapped to Division K. But for Commercial Hub and Ganye, I can understand the challenge with being in a new, like you're in a new environment and you have to go beyond. You have to put in more efforts that you would naturally would have if you were still in your known environment. And I appreciate the work that you and your team have done so far. Commercial Hub started out with 13 members. You currently have 13 paid members. That means you need 5 new members, new or reinstated members. And I believe that Commercial Hub will achieve that distinguished club status. Now, the focus, just like distinguished Toastmaster Kubi has said, is on the members, making the members feel that their welfare is important, that someone cares for them. If we're able to achieve that, then we'll be able to encourage them to participate in club activities. And I want to appreciate the effort of Commercial Hub Toastmasters, particularly in reaching out to other clubs, getting members of other clubs coming in to play roles in that club. I know I've visited the club more than once. I've witnessed, just gone as a member, witnessed the club meeting and also have role. So one thing I would want to encourage everyone, other clubs, take up roles and just experience what it means to be in another club. That way, we're supporting each other and we're all growing together. All right, I've just checked. I can't find Toastmaster Nwobi on the call anymore. I wanted him to share the experience of Ghana with us. Hopefully he joins us before we finish. All right, Seaside Toastmasters. Toastmaster Ruth. So Seaside has more than 20 members and has 6 goals achieved.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Toastmaster Ruth and Tim, share your experience with us. Yes. What are the strategies? Please go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay, so for the membership side of things, I can't take full credit for it. So I'd like Tim Amarachi. I think she's on the call, so she'll give some comments on that. Amarachi, are you here? Amarachi, can you hear me? All right, so I don't think she's here. All right, so for the VPE, for the education side of things as well, we have the assistant VPE here, CM Ibrahim. CM Ibrahim, if you're on the call, can you speak where you are?
Good afternoon, Toastmaster Ruth.
All right, please, you can go ahead and tell us what you have done on your side of things. All right.
Yeah, I'm actually the deputy to the Vice President Education at Seaside, and it would have been better if Toastmaster Komio can actually speak, but I think I will just speak in her stead. Okay, what do we do at Seaside with respect to education? We actually, most of what we do is actually encourage new members to speak, and we actually do that by making sure that the veteran Toastmasters always give speeches as often as they can. And that way, when the new Toastmasters see them, they get encouraged and they are inspired in a way and want to be like the veteran Toastmasters, and that encourages them somehow. And I think to that effect, I think the credit should go to the Vice President Education, Toastmaster Komio Ewa, for leading us, right? And back to you, Toastmaster Ruth, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Tim Ibrahim. So I will just conclude. So for Seaside, what we noticed that when we came into our tenure, most of our members were tired of the whole virtual meetings. If you can remember, in 2020, there was a pandemic, and because of this, we had to go virtual. And realized that at some point towards the tail end of the year, a lot of members started dropping off the radar. They don't come for meetings, they don't try to play roles. We realized that there was a general lack of motivation within the whole membership team. So what we did was we tried to look for strategies that we can use to encourage members to start coming back to our meetings. And we tried exploring the use of hybrid meetings because prior to then, we had not seen ourselves physically, and bear in mind that the lockdown was eased, things started going back to normal. So it was only natural that people were already tired of doing the virtual meeting. So what we did, we tried to introduce a hybrid meeting. When we introduced the hybrid meeting, people were excited because obviously they had not seen themselves in over a year. So they started coming back for meetings again. But we also noticed as well that even though people started coming back for meetings, the motivation was still not there as much as we wanted. So what we did was we also tried to introduce the physical meeting. So we have a mixture of both the hybrid meeting and the physical meeting. Anytime we can't have physical meetings, we go to virtual meetings. So virtual meeting became like the last resort if we cannot have a physical meeting. Secondly, another thing that we did was that we noticed that since people are not motivated to give speeches, we created a sort of a so we put out money, like, okay, if you can give the person that has the highest number of speeches by the end of the year, we get a money gift for both the highest role player and the highest speech, the highest number of speeches for the year. And I think that kind of helped because people were like, okay, I want to be the one that will get the award. I want to be the one that will get the money. So it was a sort of motivation for our members to start playing those roles. Then thirdly, what we did was also, as much as possible, we tried our best to have like ESCOs meeting every quarter so that we can see what we are doing well, what we are not doing well. And we try to look at the areas that we are weak, and we try to put actions in place to correct it as much as possible. It is not 100%, but at least we try to make progress compared to where we're coming from at the beginning of the year. So those are some of the strategies that we put in place for Seaside. Then I think for 2020, we had a reward system that the member that brings the highest number of guests to the Toastmasters meeting were given some form of compensation. So basically, they won't pay the full local dues, they will pay 50% of it. And I also think that also helped with us pulling in more numbers for Seaside Toastmasters Club. So those are some of the strategies that we have put in place for our club. Back to you, DD.
All right, thank you, Toastmaster. I think we will probably need to revisit that strategy, because we have a project that is sitting on, well, it's dependent on the membership growth of Seaside Toastmasters. We're currently at 28. We need to hit 40 at the minimum in order to see the effect of the Luminous Toastmasters Club. So we need to pick out strategies to boost membership so that we can achieve that this Monday. We'll have a conversation about that after this. All right. So we have Ikeja Toastmasters, Total Toastmasters, and Sunshine Toastmasters. Who wants to go first? Remember, 3 minutes. Why these people go? Toastmaster Yves of American Embassy, please start warming up because we want to also learn from you. American Embassy, Abidjan Toastmasters have 34 members and have achieved 7 DCP goals. Please start warming up and share your strategies and challenges with us. Toastmaster Ibrahim Kazim, Ikeja Toastmasters, can you share your experience, your strategies, and also what strategies are you putting in place to ensure that you hit 20 members? We're currently at 12, that means you have 8 more members to go. Please share with us why he's, after him, I would want Total Toastmasters, Toastmaster Nico Anthony to share his experience with us, and then Toastmaster John Awodeye of Sunshine Toastmasters. 3 minutes each so that we're able to finish within time. Thank you. Toastmaster Ibrahim.
All right, thanks so much for this opportunity. For us at Ikeja Toastmaster, I must say it's been a collective effort. All the members of executive have been very supportive. We take responsibility as a matter of fact, and that has been keeping us going. Normally, we wouldn't want to overload someone with a particular responsibility when a particular person is not available. So I, as the president, have been able to ensure that with the members of the executive, we've been having regular meetings, discussing areas where we need to improve upon, what are the things we are lacking, and how do we cater to those things. And I must say that even at times when we really don't have the required level of support to take care of a particular meeting, somehow we're able to task ourselves and chart a way out, to achieve what we intend to achieve. And that has really kept our membership base afloat. We've been attracting new members, and some people are also still coming around. Not for anything, the quality of meetings that we organize has been so remarkable, and we also have the support of the veteran Toastmasters. As a matter of fact, they normally sit at the back seat, see how we progress, and give insights as to how we can improve. We've spent almost 7 months already, and the improvement has been remarkable. Areas where we think we could improve upon, of course, being able to extend our visibility as a club, being able to share flyers on time, being able to ensure that people are able to attend our meetings. Though we have the benefit of the physical meeting, and I guess that's what so many people have been looking forward to. Beyond that, before we dive into full physical meeting, we have a number of members that prefer to join online, that prefer the virtual engagement. So that has been a topic of concern for us, and we already agreed and concluded to have a staggered meeting, wherein we have the first meeting being a physical meeting, and of course the second meeting of the month will be a virtual meeting. So we want to see how that will turn out to be and how that will impact our meeting, either positively or negatively. But of course, we review and come back, based on what we think is going to be obtainable, going forward. So in a nutshell, it's been the supportive effort of the members of ESCOs and of course the members as well. They really trust, being members of ESCO executive, and of course they look forward to greater things from us. And we've been getting so much support from the veteran and other members of the club. So that has been what has been keeping us going. Back to you, the division director.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ibrahim. Well, so respect to membership, what's the club doing to hit that goal of 20 members?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch the last question.
Your membership base, you currently have 12 paid members. So what's the plan or what strategy do you have in place to meet your membership number?
Okay, so on that, we do have some members that have paid that will be recorded in the coming weeks. And we already have some intending Toastmasters that have been attending our meetings and already showed commitment to join fully. I must say that for us to keep our membership base up to 20 shouldn't be a problem for us based on the trend we've actually recorded in the course of the past month. But, marketing and of course, being able to share, posters, of course, being able to increase our visibility as a club is what I think we need to focus more on beyond, getting membership. But of course, I know that we really need to keep ourselves in the full glare of publicity. So that is already in the works, and I'm sure that you will get to see that in the coming weeks.
All right, thank you, Toastmaster Ibrahim. Okay, so is Toastmaster John ready? Or Toastmaster Larry of Lighthouse? Toastmaster Yves of American Embassy? Who wants to share with us? 2 minutes, we have less than 10 minutes to go. So 2 minutes, who's ready?
Hi, Eve. This is Eve from American Embassy. All right. As far as experience sharing, it's true that we have been able to achieve many of the, so far we have been able to achieve 7 objectives on our GCP. But I would like to point out that we have had some challenges, and we still have challenges regarding especially the willingness and availability of members to take on meeting roles when we are holding sessions and also to work on the projects. We did pretty good on membership due to the tremendous work of our VPM, Marie-Laure Angouran, who is online. I think if she can take the floor to kind of share some other strategies for us to be able to recruit so much members. Marie-Laure, are you with us?
Yes, President Eve, I'm connected, but I defer to you. Please continue. We are following your path regarding recruiting people, but also its next challenge is to maintain them and also to let them grow and become themselves very powerful and committed TM members. So it's a team effort. Yeah, I just have to recruit them. They join, and we have a VPE, we have a president himself. So please, Eve, I defer to you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. What I would like to say is that Marie-Laure, she has a team, a committee of 2 members who work with her in order to facilitate recruitment of members, make sure that people understand and know about our club. And anytime we have a meeting, we have a guest book for any guest to sign on, add their contact informations, and also tell a bit what their objectives are in joining Toastmaster International. This way, we are able to continue. She's able to continue with her team, continue discussing with them and inviting them again to our other meetings. On the education side, which is pretty challenging, very challenging, and it is because members sometimes are afraid, or we have to push them every day, and for them to take meeting roles, to take speaking roles during our sessions. And this work is done by our VPE, Bernadette. She has been struggling too much to be able to have people, get people to work on their projects and also do their speeches. In the beginning, we identified some person within the club who would work on their project in order to us to achieve the goals of our DCP. And on the way, we had to adjust, since all of them could not work on their project, for some reason, didn't work on their project. So I would say that at this point, we were a bit lucky in doing that. So I'd like to also give the floor to Bernadette to share some other of her strategies to make people.
Dear President,
All right.
You've said it all. And due to time factor and most of the problems that I do encounter have been stated with previous speakers. So I think all the club have the same issues, and we're struggling. But at the end of the day, when we finish a session, we are happy, we are excited, and we get stronger and stronger to continue. Thank you. Didi.
Thank you, Bernadette. And here
All right.
I would like to conclude by saying that looking forward, we are kind of planning some kind of events to talk about the club within the embassy community, understand what it is that they have to know when engaging or joining Toastmaster International. It is true that people look at the fact that there are many people in Toastmaster that can speak, that have leadership, public speaking and leadership skills, but they have to know also that it demands some kind of personal effort for each one. And this is something we will be working on to retain or recruit more members. That's pretty much what we have to share as far as experience is concerned. Back to you, Madam Detive.
All right, thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Yves, and thank you so much to everyone that has shared their experience. Now, taking away from our experiences and our challenge, there's one thing that I would want us to bear in mind from what we shared today is that we need to, so first, if you want to set a goal and get all members of your team on board to key into that goal, understand and agree that that is something that the team would work towards, have a clear roadmap on what you want to achieve, when you want to achieve it. And just like Toastmaster Abubakar and Co have shared, have some sort of tracker to help you keep track of, if you're able to track each member's performance, able to encourage that member to do more. Bearing in mind that the member is the most important factor of the club, and we need to make our members understand that we are interested in their growth. Assign mentors to them and ensure that the mentors assigned to these members actually are supporting them. If members understand that it's for their growth and that it needs to be interested in achieving those goals, and then getting them to give speeches or play roles will be much more easier. Something else is to ensure that the executives meet regularly. Surulere meets and Lighthouse meets after every meeting. You can decide to meet once in a month, twice in a month, however it works for you, once in a quarter. Like Eagle does, review your DCP each time you meet. Look at it. Where are we? What have we done? What do we have left to do? And if possible, you can begin to prioritize. Have DCP champions. What this means is, just like Mary does, identify members that are in line to achieve certain goals and prioritize those members. If there is need to organize ad hoc meetings, you can collaborate with other clubs or do it at an area level. And so if you have members who are in line, maybe have one more speech to go to achieve, say, level 2. You can hold like a speakerthon. Encourage your area director to hold the speakerthon at maybe an area level, or do it at the club level and invite other clubs to come PE and put a benchmark. I know I attended one at AFDP and it was just for level 1s and level 2s. So what would this mean with members who are under this category are those who would give speeches and get evaluation. It would help the member progress and it also help the club with achieving its DCP goals. So thank you so much, everyone, for sharing your experience. Please don't forget, reach out to your area directors if you have any challenge. Reach out to your division executives. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to the PQD. You can reach out to the CGD. Reach out to any executive, your club executive, your fellow executive at the club level, or your sister club. Everyone on this call, we're all committed to helping everybody grow. Know that if your members grow, the club will grow. If the club grows, the area will grow. If the area grows, the division will grow. And we've given ourselves a target that division F, we want to be president distinguished at the end of this mandate. The district has said April 1st, which means that every club in division F would have to achieve a distinguished status latest by March 31st. I know this is something that we can make happen. If there's any way you require any sort of assistance, please feel free to reach out and we would support. Let me also state in here that for the coming months, February and March, I'll be visiting the clubs, with my division team. So please look through your meeting calendars
and let me know what date works for you. Reach out, just send me a message on what date works for you, and we'll be there. We'll have a chat. Maybe after meeting, I'm open to playing a role. Toastmaster Abdullahi will certainly play a role. Toastmaster Abubakar will obviously play a role. Distinguished Toastmaster Kubi will definitely play a role. So you already have 4 role players for that meeting day. And then we'll have a town hall with the club. We'll chat and we'll share experience with everyone so that everyone understands that, yes, we are all together and we're all committed to ensuring that everybody grows. I hope this yesterday and today has been, well, time well spent for everyone on this call. I know I learned a lot yesterday, and I've also taken a whole lot from our experience sharing today. I want to appreciate the members of my team. Thank you, Toastmaster Abubakar. Thank you, Toastmaster Abdullahi Aditiem in waiting for the work that you've done. And thank you to every club executive that is here. This meeting was possible because you all are available. To Toastmaster Francine and every member of the Area 35 Division L, thank you for coming on board with us. It's always a delight to collaborate with you, and I'm excited to have learned from you and heard your experiences. So this is it from me today. Permit me to hand control over to the Toastmaster of the day for today, Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba. Toastmaster Abubakar.
Thank you so much, Madam Didi. You've said it all. I would just wrap up the session. It's always a pleasure having you on screen. Thank you for the masterful way you steered that session. You were able to bring out the best in us. You were able to get us to share experiences, learn from each other, and make sure we think ahead of ourselves. Thank you so much for that. If we come together and build our clubs, automatically our areas are built. Automatically, once the areas are set, the division is happy. And I know that's why you want all the clubs to be set, so that you don't have too much work. But no problem at all. Thank you so much for what you have done. I would also like to acknowledge Mr. PQD at this point, distinguished Toastmaster Abdullahi Jimo. I know distinguished Toastmasters would arrest me for this because he is not yet a DTM, but we're proud of the inevitable. Thank you so much for what he has done today. He made it so easy for us to see that the TI is not something to be afraid of. You can literally just log on TI and get all the information you need to get. Go to Club Central, look at your dashboard, and know what you need to do. So thank you so much for that. Distinguished Toastmaster Chidi has something to say. Please don't arrest me. I know he will get his DTM soon enough.
No, don't worry, I'm not arresting you. I just wanted to take this time to recognize and appreciate the presence of some of our very delectable members. Mommy is here. Distinguished Toastmaster Monisola. She's been with us, and I'm noticing she's still in the meeting. I want to appreciate her for being with us. You know, for someone who probably can do without attending club officers training, you always see her in our club officers training, just offering support. Yesterday, Bitiama Bayomi was with us from start to finish. She was there today. She's here. That goes a long way to show that she is interested in our development. I also want to appreciate DTM RSB. She's here today. She was one of our facilitators yesterday. I saw her, of course, she's still in the room. Thank you for being with us this evening, again, or this afternoon. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for being here with us. That's it.
Thank you. And finally, we would like to acknowledge the Division L, Area 35, in person of Toastmaster Francine, Toastmaster Nima, Toastmaster Arita, all the members from AFDB. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for making this very possible. So now our next event will be an evaluation masterclass. It will be on the 5th of February from 2 to 4 p.m. Please make time for that. We are going to go deeply into evaluations and ahead of our speech contests. Now, I would quickly like to mention that the speech contests are scheduled for the club level in February, area level in March, and division in April. Please let us endeavor to participate. If we are officers, let us endeavor to push our club members to participate. Honestly, one of my key takeaway from the contest is just need to participate. You get to win. As long as you participate, you win because you learn. Right? So please let us make up our minds now. If we are not going to participate, at least let us push members to participate. But the best way to lead is to be an example. So if they see you doing that, your club members would also like to be a part of that. Thank you so much for coming today. I deeply appreciate you. Thank you for making this possible. I love the fact that you are here instead of anywhere else. You went to church, you were trying to rest, but we pushed you out. Thank you. I hope you have value for your time, and we look forward to the next event. At this point, I would declare the meeting closed, but please stay on network. Remember what distinguished Mr. Yemi said yesterday. We shouldn't just go after the meeting. So we have ample time to network, catch up, and do one of the things. So, meeting closed. I think we should stop the live stream so that people can show their faces.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Abubakar. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Yes, also, I think the distinguished Mr. Abayomi was in the room at some point, although I can't see him anymore, but I think he was here.
All right. Please feel free to put on your cameras. Don't be shy. Let's network. That was a message there.
Hi.
Why did you join in? I didn't notice. Hi, Bernadette.
That's Mr. Bernadette. Hi.
Hi. Yes. Hi.
Yes.
Master Yves.
Hi.
Master Wana. Hi.
You too.
Good morning, everyone. I was calling on Total and you didn't show up. Just Master Wana, I called on Total yourself.
Hi.
Master Leko is there and he just kept quiet. He didn't say anything.
Okay. Yeah, she was hiding behind her president.
She has a very beautiful face. She didn't want us to see her beautiful face. Huh? Some of us like to see beautiful things. We like beautiful things.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Madam, Mr. President, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Toastmaster Wana, have you told them about your lunch today?
Lunch? What's the
Toastmaster Wana is launching a book today.
Oh, wow.
I'm letting the cat out of the bag.
Please tell us about it.
Wow, please tell us about
it. So we are getting set to launch the book.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone.
When is this?
It's starting at 4 p.m., sir.
4 p.m. Okay, you can drop the link for us for.
Is it virtual or physical?
It's virtual.
Okay. So drop the link. Drop the link for us. You just post the link on the chat
right away.
Yeah, sure.
I'll do that right away.
Right.
Thank you, everyone.
Toastmaster Wana, you have to forgive me, but I have to let the cat out of the bag.
Not a problem. At least we'll have more people join us. My fellow Toastmasters. I'm trying to get the link so I can send.
You can even drop it on the WhatsApp group so you have more people that come on.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm there now.
Toastmaster Kayode Surulere, Secretary.
Hello, sir. Good evening, everyone. It's been an interesting training. Hello, everyone.
Thank you.
It's been a great time.
Thank you. I hope you had value for your time.
Yes. I had value for my time.
So you have changed a few things going forward?
Yes. Some things will change. We had ideas from other teams. And we also look at collaborating with other clubs on how to run an hybrid event going forward.
Perfect.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
All right.
So I just dropped the link in the chat box for those who would have time to attend.
Awesome. Yes, I can see it.
Thank you.
We'll
It's
see you
starting
back.
at 4 p.m. Yeah.
All right.
We'll see you back. We'll see you back.
No
Toastmaster Salib, it's good to see you again. You've been.
Yes, I was going to talk,
Right.
and the only thing I wanted to say is thank you and the entire team for making this a huge success. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
From yesterday to today, I was able to see how much you have all put into it. Thank you for doing the things you do always.
Thank you.
Thank you. Toastmaster Abubakar, Toastmaster Abdullahi, that's for you too.
Well, we are happy. If everybody is happy, we are happy. So
We are very happy. We are super happy.
yeah. Awesome, awesome. Okay,
Toastmaster John, please put on your video and talk. Don't drop on the chat and so many times. We know, yes, many times. Stop. I called you, Sunshine. You refused to say anything. I hope Camilla is on the call. Where are they? Sunshine Toastmaster.
Yes, I'm still on the call. Thank you very much. It was an amazing session. And TM Abdullahi, yes, we'll take you up on your offer for people who are interested. We are going to resurrect everyone all members who we have who are currently sleeping. We know who they are, and we are going to find them. And if there's anyone who is interested in having a dual membership, wonderful. We're always open to that. So we'll be reaching out for those who are interested in that. And we always have quality meetings. So thank you so much, everyone. It was an amazing session as usual. Trust you to do a great job. Thank
Also,
you. And Toastmaster Gimba, let's contest that, the fine one and the not so fine one. Who put up those polls? Yeah, we need to vote again.
It's not a problem.
The only
yeah. One of the things that makes everything special is because the camera is always open.
Toastmaster Abdullahi. Nobody else.
It's fine. We are ready. It's a fair playing ground, so it's not a problem for us, right? And also, when you have your regular club meetings, your camera is always open to Mr. Pamela. Now your camera is closed.
It's closed. I wonder why.
Right.
Like, see?
I'm also wondering why. This never happens. It will not happen again. Thank you.
Well done.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Mr. P.
Our table topics champion is here. Toastmaster Joy Cheyenne.
Toastmaster Joy.
She's here. I can see her.
She is, but
And then
good
afternoon. Somebody decided to wake up. Toastmaster Olawale, where have you been?
Didi, I told you now. I told you what happened now. Mama Didi, I told you now.
No, you didn't. You told Didi, but did you tell the other division? Is it only Didi that is in the division? What did you tell?
What is it?
I'll be back. I'll be back. Just give me 2 months to just settle down.
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll be waiting.
No, Allah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Toastmaster Larry, Lighthouse. You decided not to say anything. You've been quiet, but we can see you. Well done, sir.
Yeah, apparently Toastmaster Larry is not feeling fine. He wasn't feeling well recently, but today he came back, so he was unable to. But he had his cabinet come to represent, so it was good.
Okay. All right.
All right. So, Mr. President, Toastmaster Ikrama, you are happy?
Yes, I am.
Right. So, Toastmaster Ikrama has a program his club is planning. I don't know if he's told you about it.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're inviting the whole division to join us.
Wow.
Yes. We are hosting a speech crafting training.
Oh, nice. This is lovely. This is very good, actually. When is it?
going to be on the 12th of February. Speaking of the 12th, Toastmaster Gimba, I need a general evaluator.
Okay, how much are you willing to pay for my services?
There are some Toastmaster Ikrama, let me tell you the trick.
So
there are some people you don't
you
ask.
now.
There are some people you don't ask. You just tell them, I want you to do this. They'll show up. So if it's Toastmaster Abubakar, tell him Toastmaster Abubakar, I want you to be the general evaluator. Don't give him room to say yes or no. Just as him to say yes, and he's sure.
Well, this time I have to be bribed first because I mean the food that you guys are sharing over in that Ganye Gardens, I need some of that in Commercial Hub. If not, I won't come.
Commercial Hub is not Ganye Gardens, please.
No problem. Same time, yeah, 4:30.
Well, Toastmaster Gimba, can I go? You know,
hey, Mr. President, let's see your face. How are you? How are you doing? Can we see you? I know you are not feeling well.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, but it's.
Yes.
Thank you for joining. Okay, I think we lost him. Okay, Toastmaster Grace. Yeah, but
yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine. And you too?
Fine, thank you. Well done. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think we can. So, Mr. President, just share the details with me. I will be happy to. You know, I like to serve. Just make sure that food is ready. Eh? Otherwise, you'll be very surprised.
Madam, yes, okay, I'm back. I was wondering, since you'll be at our club on the 12th,
Mr. President is going to toast Madam Division.
Is it me or I think his camera is closing?
Yeah, his camera is, maybe he received a call or something.
I was wondering if it was on my phone. I think he's back. Is he back? This man, Ikram, are you back? Toastmaster Grace Brave. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Happy Sunday and happy meeting.
Happy Sunday. Yeah.
Happy deliberations.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It's good to meet you. Right. I see your face. I saw your face.
I'm doing fine. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you. So, Mr. Ikama, you are going to say something before your connection interrupted. Yeah. So, Mr. Abubakar, we'll meet here. So we'll use the same link for I've just asked Kubi. Okay, so Kubi is back on. Abdullah is not here. Let me.
So Lemoro.
And the Lemoro, yes. So I'll call them both.
You all have a good evening.
Okay, Mr.
Thank you very kindly.
Yeah, bye. Thank you.
Professor Salih. Professor Salih, you should. I think you should stay. Because we're going to discuss one of your clubs.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are not. I hope you guys are not getting ready to hit me below the belt again.
Again? Why did you say again?
During the suspension, I was hit below the belt. The suspension of one of my clubs. So it's okay.
So we need to discuss. We need to discuss that. But we're going to discuss one of the clubs.
No
so
problem.
Don't worry.
I stay on.
There's no hit.
I stay on.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Toastmaster Ikrama, you were going to say something before your connection.
Yes, my network.
Okay, I can stop the recording and I can stop the live stream.